mean, I grew up, not just him, but other family, that it was like something special. But those Navy SEAL guys, you got a security, done a bunch of crazy stuff. That's what our military does. It's not what you hear on the news.
Right.
And it's just completely out of control stuff.
Right.
And I mean, my uncle told me, he said, yeah, no, I got out of working for these groups and everything. As an army officer that was sheep dipped. He wasn't wearing an army
For what
uniform.
groups? For the secret society group that didn't exist?
No, like CIA and stuff, I think is what you're saying.
But he just said the CIA helped crack the Bohemian Grove. So who's the bad guy? Everybody.
Rewind it.
Security done a bunch of crazy stuff. That's what our military does. It's not what you hear on the news.
Right.
And it's just completely out of control stuff.
Right.
And I mean, my uncle told me, he said, yeah, no, I got out of working for these groups and everything. As an army officer that was sheep dipped. He wasn't wearing an army uniform. Stuff he was doing.
Right.
We were talking high level, like we were talking running the real stuff. Like
right.
He had
Special ops.
he was in charge. He had like a command base in Guatemala City because he was like a top Morse code guy.
Yeah.
Of course, they had satellites there, but nobody could read this Morse code coded. So he was sending stuff to the White House Morse code. Like he was like when he was a kid, he was a champion Morse coder. So he wasn't just in command; he was like running all the stuff. And he just said I had to do it because he said it was kids being smuggled out of orphanages by the CIA for sex ops in D.C.
Jesus Christ!
He told me that. He told me that when he was dying of pneumonia.
Jesus fuck.
Okay, so again, like, baseless claim. I need some proof here. Otherwise, it's like I have to take that with a grain of salt just because Alex Jones says it.
That's fine. You can take it with the grain of salt. It's just interesting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I can't
Okay,
cite
but
Alex Jones on an essay.
Fine. That's fine, but I think you got to be more open-minded too. I think you can't just be so biased because it's Alex Jones. Like he has been right about things.
You said he was right about the existence of an exclusive fraternity, which you actually walked back. I think originally we were arguing how they're like crazy involved in politics and they're influential. They don't seem very influential if their secret society isn't very secret. If like even they had said that they're not very like good at what they're doing.
Oh, dude, you're a muckraker, Derek.
Oh, what's that?
You just like raking the muck.
Raking the muck.
It's a political term I'm surprised you're not aware of.
Muckraker?
Muckraker.
Is it Muckrake?
Yeah, it's a muckraker.
Muckraker?
It's a muckraker.
Interesting. The English language is funny. We had a class about that today.
Basically, you like to stir shit.
I'm not the one bringing up Alex Jones. Alex Jones.
Yeah, but you're the one that is disclaiming him no matter what he says because it's him.
No.
Like, where does it stop for you? I'm not saying that Alex Jones is right about everything.
Bullshit.
Okay, but this isn't bullshit. This is real, and you're not giving him any credit, and that's what's making me mad.
No, I said he's right about it existing.
No, you're like, I don't believe in anything he says.
I believe
here's
they
a
do the fire
conspiracy
refugees
that he proved, and you're like, oh, because it proves it's not a conspiracy. Well, technically, yeah, it's not anymore.
You have yet to prove that they have drafted legislation.
Oh my goodness.
That is in favor of Moloch, the demon god that eats babies.
Oh my goodness.
Now, alternatively, I
don't need to prove. I don't need
right now.
No, I don't need to prove.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I don't need to prove that
Matt
these
Gaetz.
people have an influence. Okay, I'm done.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you just don't have proof. That's all.
No, you just don't let me talk at all.
You've been talking. We've devoted the entire past hour to you and Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. I'd rather hear you talk than Alex Jones. You're way more credible.
But you keep cutting me off. You're not letting me talk.
And
you keep cutting me off.
I'm giving you examples. Go ahead.
What am I supposed to say? Well, say your examples then, and then let me talk. Tell me your examples.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. These are all QAnon supporters who are actively in government right now, drafting legislation right now. What's his name?
Okay.
What's his name? The dude who is a huge supporter of QAnon. General Flynn. Former right-hand guy of Trump who wanted to end all of the marijuana legislation.
I'm going to go back to
hold on. You said you were going to give me my examples.
I apologize.
Right? General Flynn was an active part of QAnon. He took the pledge and everything. You can go up and you can see the videos. You can see all that type of stuff. He was actively involved in QAnon stuff, but QAnon is actively and outwardly drafting legislation due to QAnon conspiracies. Whereas these people seem to have an exclusive club and they just like to go fuck around in the woods every year. Like, that's not... It doesn't seem to be crazy.
These people are also the people that are funding the people that are in politics.
And I'm telling you, you're scared of a boogeyman that isn't really have a bunch of evidence against it when there's a real boogeyman right now in the House of Representatives and in the Senate actively doing the things you're warning us against.
Oh, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're not giving me any credit that these people have influence on our politicians.
Everything
On
has
our way of
influence on
life.
politicians.
Okay, dude, come on. Like
That's
you
not
just
a
you
good enough
don't
excuse.
no, you just don't ever like to be wrong.
That's true.
I will admit when I am wrong.
That's
Okay,
true.
but like I'm proving a point and you're like, "Oh, it's not a point to be proved because it's going on. It's just a club."
Mikey proved me wrong
you had
earlier.
no, but you had no knowledge about this before and you said that like, okay, show me a conspiracy.
No, I said
he has
show
proved.
me what was he right about is what I said.
Yeah, and I said the Bohemian Grove. They were a conspiracy that they were doing some stuff. He snuck in there with a camera and proved that it was going on.
I don't think it's a conspiracy. It just seems like an exclusive club.
It was a conspiracy. It's not anymore.
So nobody
It's the
knows
same-
what's happening, so it's a conspiracy.
What you're saying, like I'm gonna use a very radical,
Isn't the
very
top
very
level
radical.
Mormons, don't they
Hold
have a
on,
super secret
can I
circle?
talk now? Can I talk now?
Go ahead, but you're talking, sir. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm going to use a very radical example of how you're looking at this. It would be like me being an investigative reporter going into seeing like if politicians are vampires, finding out that they're vampires, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, it's not a conspiracy. They're vampires, like whatever.
There are vampires.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
I can't win with
There
you.
are vampires,
I can't
but
win
go
with
ahead.
you. I can't. I do you not see where I'm coming from?
I didn't come
You're
here
saying
to talk
that
about
once a
vampires.
Okay,
I
but you're
wasn't prepared to talk
saying
about vampires. I was prepared to talk about Bohemian Grove.
I'm not asking you about vampires. I'm asking, do you see the similarity?
Well, that's
of
what I
how
asked
you're
you
looking
about
at
Mitt
this?
Romney, and you said it was unfair, and I wasn't allowed
No,
to do that.
you asked me questions about Mitt Romney, and you wanted me to make statements about Mitt Romney. I'm not asking you to make statements about vampires. I'm asking, do you see the similarity in the sense of how you're approaching this? You're saying, oh, well, once a conspiracy is proven, doesn't really matter. It's not a conspiracy. It's just a club of dudes doing weird satanic stuff in the forest wearing robes. Like, let them do their weird satanic... No.
If the
It
moon
was a
landing was
conspiracy that
faked,
he proved...
or if JFK was actually shot by, like, an internal cabal group, would that really change much right now? I don't think it would. Right?
I didn't even hear your question because I'm disappointed.
If the moon landing being faked was, like, confirmed 100%, right? Like, they came out, they said, yeah, it was faked. We did it because we were in a culture war with Russia, and we wanted to get the moral win. And like, how many people would care? Maybe a lot in the science community would be upset that they were lied to, and maybe it would be a big thing. But legislatively, I don't know how much, like, we would be going in and changing laws over it, right? Conspiracy theories to me are just, like, fun little silly things. Sometimes they get serious, sometimes they don't. Is the earth flat? Like, all of this is just kind of whatever to me.
I have to remind you that this all started with me just saying, hey, there's a really weird thing going on. I want to see if you think it's weird.
You
It's
brought
not that
up
I'm
cell
here.
phone towers.
Okay, stop going back to the cell phone towers. We're not talking about cell phone towers.
That's what you
can
originally
skip-
brought
okay.
up.
Yes, but we can
You
skip
cited
that.
Alex
It's not
Jones.
relevant. Yep, that's where I'm talking about. Okay, so
I
as of
still
this
think
goes,
he's uncredible. You have yet to provide me evidence that he is a
There-
credible source.
Okay.
You failed to meet the requirement.
why
I'm
don't
sorry.
how about this? I'll reverse engineer what you just said. Why don't you prove me evidence that he's wrong about this?
I'm not saying he's wrong about Bohemian Grove.
You are. You're saying he's not right. So that would mean that he's wrong.
See, again, you're thinking in yes, no, instead of, like, table-ish things, right?
Well, you're asking me in yes, no. So can I think in yes, no?
Sure, but, I mean, yes to what question? Was Alex Jones right that there was an exclusive club called the Bohemian
You
Grove? Yes.
specifically asked me to show you conspiracy theory that he was right about. Here it is.
And I don't think this is a conspiracy theory because they don't seem to be secret.
My hell.
They don't seem to have any ties
You're
connecting them to
impossible.
political influence any more than
That
the
doesn't
NRA,
mean that it's not a conspiracy theory.
any more than the Mormon Church, any more than any
Derek,
church, any more than
he
any
found
cult.
out. He just talked about it. That he found out about this thing. He went and blew it open. It was a conspiracy.
Well, he said that the CIA or somebody told him about it, and then he went in there and blew it
Yes.
open, right?
Yes.
First of all, how did he sneak in and then stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder with a member and not get noticed? Because I thought he said he snuck in. He didn't get let in. He was snuck in, right? If this is such an exclusive club, don't you think that they would know?
Okay.
He hid in the bushes, but yeah, shoulder to shoulder.
I
The guy
just
who
think
shushed
you
him.
like. I just
Did the
think
guy in
you
the
enjoy-
hood shush the bush?
I just think you enjoy arguing.
Was the man under the mask George
I
H.W. Bush?
think you just enjoy
who
pushing
shushed the
me
bush.
further and further,
I think
and you
it's
don't
silly
even
and ridiculous.
believe what you're saying.
I think it's silly and ridiculous. The Bohemian Grove
That's-
being
that's-
a cabal that's
That's
evil.
really
and
what
they-
I believe. I believe that
sacrifice
you don't
babies.
know what you believe, and I believe that you're just saying
think
things to
that's silly.
spark controversy.
I think they're way more actively involved in politics based upon their political leanings / religious leanings rather than this weird thing that they like to do every summer in the forest.
So, shouldn't you be scared? Shouldn't you be worried with the party that you don't identify with? That these people are doing these kind of things?
Yeah,
And influencing
Yeah.
those kind of people?
yeah. If Clinton
That's
was on
all
it,
I'm. That was all my question ever was, Derek.
no, your
Is-
question
don't
was
you
about
think
cell
this-
phone towers. That was your original question, and then this was.
Do I have to remind you?
You were
what we
trying to
talked
prove to
about?
me why Alex Jones is credible, and he still
Do
is.
I have to remind you what we talked about?
Go ahead.
Okay, I will remind you that after we got through all that cell phone tower talk and like politics and stuff, I
Yep.
told you moving forward, I don't want to talk like that anymore. I don't want to get into it like that anymore.
Right, and
Like,
I
I'm
told
just gonna-
you
I'm going-
that is
I'm
an
going to-
active strategy of people who don't want to talk about it because they don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, Derek.
That's what they do. They block me. They block
No,
me, or they go, "I don't
Derek.
want to talk about it," and then they get
It's
upset and they leave.
because Derek. It's because Derek, like you're impossible. You're not willing to admit defeat. Ever.
I'm not gonna say 1 + 1 is 3, friend. Sorry.
Okay, but this is something that's
Even
very
if my
weird
mind
that's
is as
going
open
on,
as
and you're
the
like, "Oh, it's not
fucking
weird at all."
window.
Why does everyone else on the planet think it's weird?
I do
Show
think
me one
it's
person
weird.
that
I
doesn't
don't think
it's
it's
weird
problematic.
that isn't part of it.
People do think it's weird. People thought Mitt Romney was weird.
Okay, not everyone. Can you show me one person? I would love. I don't know if this is true, okay, but I would bet on it. Can you show me one person that doesn't think this is weird, that isn't part of it?
That is not part of it. That does. I think it's weird. I've told you I think it's weird.
You told me it's not. You said it. Well, okay. No, let me clarify.
I said it's no
You
weirder
said
than any
it's
other
no weirder
religion.
than any religion, and that's where I think you're extremely wrong.
Well, I mean, think of like.
Because this is
Do you think that the Muslim religion is weird? The Quran and all that?
no, because they're not worshiping satanic statues.
I mean, they mutilate. Genital mutilation of women. They do that.
I don't understand their beliefs fully.
And
so I'm not
when
gonna
I say
speak
they,
on
I'm
it.
being extremely general, because that's only like a small sliver of most of Muslim religions. But anyway, but that happens. Like, yes, is it concerning? Yes. Is it problematic, wide scale upon the United States political culture? I don't think so.
In my personal opinion, I don't think it's good. No.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm not super familiar with their religion. I know it's worldly accepted as a religion. I'm not going to speak for it because I don't know a lot about it.
Right. So, again, I asked you, I can't have Alex Jones as like proof that cell phone towers and 5G
Okay, so
are
why
mind
don't you do some
controlling
research
you.
and find out?
I don't think I need to. You have yet to provide proof that it's a real thing.
So okay, so I've asked you to look into it. I've asked you to
Could
come
you-
back with the data and
I-
educate me.
When you come back to
Who
me and
does
tell me
believe this?
and find proof for me that 1 + 1 is 5, and you have scientific proof to back that up, or some actual tangible proof that we could talk about, then I'll do the
Well,
proof
in
that
your
you want me to do.
little made up story there, that's impossible. Okay, this is an actual
I
story.
couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. That's completely impossible. I couldn't find real proof of how they affect
You looked into
politicians.
it?
Because if they did, if that proof was out there, CNN would be all over it. This is the Republican Party. You don't think that they would go after them immediately? MSNBC would have been
Oh.
talking about it all week long.
Okay, let's look into the Bohemian Grove
If it was out there,
members,
wouldn't
and
it
let's
have
see
been
if
on the
they've
news?
ever contributed.
Where's the
into-
YouTube drone footage of all of
Let's
these
see.
meetings?
Let's see. Okay, now you're bouncing around, sir. I thought you said that's not good.
You said proof was out there, and I'm
Okay,
telling you why it's not.
let's see. Bohemian Grove influence. Keep playing it, Derek.
No, because they're talking about silly shit now. They're talking about other things.
With kids. Why
It's
is
the
the way to compromise people?
It's the energy too.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody will hurt kids, and he
God.
wouldn't. If somebody will hurt
Yeah,
kids,
it's like what else? They'll do anything.
But that's what everyone's so terrified of today, right? That there are some sex trafficking and sex cults.
and there's over 10 times the
high level
bust.
people. But that's like,
And they are though, but that's a fact.
right? But if you want to get like,
QAnon shit gets wild and
big-
it's sloppy and messy, and you've talked about that too. It gets sloppy and messy, and they're not right about everything. But the idea there are human trafficking. The
Yeah,
entire reason,
QAnon is just people on the internet.
they're like playing games.
LARPing, acting like they're
Right.
taking credit for something.
No, they're actually in Congress, actively doing what you're scared of Bohemian Grove of doing.
And a lot of them are good people. It's just that you can give them like bona fide, like, look, they just busted a giant child trafficking ring. Associated Press, they don't want that. They want, no, there's underground bases and there's dinosaurs and there's
so they
aliens.
don't want the real shit.
They don't want the real thing.
So is it that they're just into things that are?
Didn't Flynn go to the island? So, like, wouldn't they be mad at him? Did General Flynn go to Epstein Island? Or maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else. Oh, God, Pizzagate, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to find that. I don't think it's worth looking into, but...
Just huge, more ridiculous than reality? Like, what is?
Yeah, because it's escapism, and Hillary's in prison secretly.
right.
And,
Oh, right.
I think they
right,
just
okay.
learned about the world over the last year, and it melted their mind. Like you've been looking at
yeah,
this
when,
stuff
you, when you were
forever.
on with Joe a few months ago, you crystallized it perfectly.
Yeah.
They've been asleep, now they've woken up, and now they think everything's a cartoon version. We'll say it like you said.
Yeah, well, it was just like, again, it's like if you didn't know anything about the Franklin scandal, you didn't know about Epstein, or you hadn't read these books, you didn't know the stories your uncle told you, and then eventually you just found out there was an island where all these politicians were going to and having sex with kids, and they were getting compromised. Your mind would melt, and then you would get paranoid, and then you would start thinking that everybody's a pedophile and that there's tunnels underground, when the reality is, it is bad, but sometimes you have to take a step back and take a breath and realize that, like, there are good people, and not everybody is evil, but there is a lot of evil out there, but you got to take a step back and try to realize, like, what is what.
Well, there's one.
So, I mean, what they just said there, I mean, take your own medicine. Like, just take a step back, try to realize what's what. But they're not going to do that because this is how they make their money. I think Tim Dillon has a podcast too where all he does is grift like this. He'll wear silly shirts. He'll be sensational. I don't think he necessarily targets left or right specifically, but he is just. I think he's just insanely anti-government, just to make money. I'm pretty certain. I don't know much about Tim Dillon, but I do know about Alex Jones. Are you still there, friend?
I'm here.
Are you doing
I'm just
like
disappointed.
research or whatever?
No,
Are you ready to take your test?
I'm not in the mood anymore. Because you turned this into exactly what I didn't want it to be, and
Political?
I told you I didn't want it to be. No,
What?
you turned it into a debate. I didn't want a debate.
I mean, you were telling me that Alex Jones is citable, a citable resource that you would comfortably cite as proof of something in an essay, and I think that that's laughable.
Okay, do you think that this is proof?
Of that it exists, yeah, that it exists.
Okay.
Do I think it's
That's
problematic?
That's all I
No.
ever said. That's all I
I've
ever
never
said.
said that it didn't exist.
Okay, no, let me clarify. Do you think that showing that they do this owl god thing, do you think that's real, or do you think he's making that up?
I think that that's real. Like, I think they
Okay.
dress up and they do silly
That's what
rituals.
I was talking about the entire time.
Okay, but you have failed to connect that to your other point of they are in government. and stuff,
Show
and
me
we should be
something that
worried about
was something that he talked about that was conspiratorial that he proved. Boom.
But conspiratorial isn't, oh, I know of a fraternity down the road. That's not conspiracy.
No one knew about the owl thing before him.
But they did, though. Because
No,
they told
they
him.
didn't.
They told
Not
him.
about the owl thing.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
Mr. Sure? You're
No,
sure
I'm
about
not.
everything?
I'm just saying you're going with a dude whose, like, hit rate percentage is, like, 15%.
I just think you're unwilling
You
to
can pick him for
be
your
wrong.
fantasy team. But
I honestly just think you're unwilling to be wrong.
I just went to high school and they told me, look, when you cite sources, make sure that it's not bullshit.
Oh.
And I don't feel like that's happening here. I feel
This
like your
isn't bullshit.
I feel like your bullshit meter.
How am I bullshitting you? My whole claim was that there's these rich, influential people worshiping owl statue in the middle of the woods while they're dressing up in robes.
Yeah.
It's been proven. It's happening. I'm looking right now. I can't get into a lot of them because they're blocked behind subscriptions. But the BBC, you got Washington Post, you've got Variety Fair, you
What
got
are the
New
titles
York
of these?
Times. Just look it up. Look in Bohemian Grove conspiracy. Look it up.
I understand.
You'll find stuff.
I understand.
Okay,
But
and so they're all reporting on it, and it all started from him.
has anyone ever gone in and had an interview with these people, or is it still?
Can you
like,
instead of
exclusive?
just saying random questions, can you like give me something that you're already knowledgeable about instead of asking me to go down a different road? Like I've proved my point. I have nothing more to say. Like I said, I didn't come here. I'm willing to talk about. I'm willing to talk about what I talked about, but I didn't come here to debate. And you're wanting to debate with me. I'm not here to
said,
debate.
Hey, do you want to play Halo or some shit? And you're like, nope, I found the evidence. I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to listen to it.
You want me to sit here on stream and listen to Joe Rogan's stream?
100%.
Sir?
Yes?
I mean, I'd rather play Halo.
Then tell me you'd rather play Halo.
I'd rather play Halo. And again, like, even if we weren't playing Halo or if I wasn't streaming, I'd still push back on this. This is complete entertainment nonsense. And it's fine as long as you go.
It's real.
Fun. I like it. I like learning about.
I don't
exclusive
get where you're
clubs and
coming from. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. As soon as I show you that this thing is happening, you're like, oh, it's not that weird.
I don't think it's any weirder than other weird stuff that happens.
But the point is that you can have your opinion if you think it's weird, but it is happening, and the majority of people think it's very weird, and a lot of people don't even know about it.
Okay. Like, and again, you know more about this. I mean, if Mikey's still in the chat, he knows more about this too. Isn't there top leadership Mormons that have like secret meetings that we're not privy to?
Why do you go to Mormons every time?
Because it's as close to this as I can get that you know more about. Like,
okay,
I'll go to APA.
Go
I'll go to APA.
What's your question about Mormonism?
APA, there's top level meetings that I'm not involved in that I think might be like a little
what
less
kind of
than
top
normal.
level meetings?
People who run the show, right?
This is just what are they doing that makes you uncomfortable?
They just make decisions. It doesn't make me uncomfortable.
What
decisions? I never said that. It's just secretive and no one's allowed to.
Didn't you just say that's making me uncomfortable?
No.
Okay, re-ask your question, Derek. No, re-ask your question.
I had said I don't think them having secret forms or facets of their club is weird. Mormons have secret facets of their religion. APA has secret facets of their business. What secret facets?
I don't know of any secret facet that they're doing. What's secret?
I don't know. You know more than I do. Do they not? Are they completely transparent?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, they have some religious things that they
keep under wraps.
No, but like you can learn about it. They talk about it openly, but you can't necessarily participate in it. Well, yeah, because you got to work into it. Right. That's the same concept of baptism with any church.
Right.
You can't just go get baptized.
So this exclusive club that you say is not a religion, that I think is pretty close to a religion, is exclusive. You have to work your way into it. You can get in. Alex Jones said that it's like the heads of the club can bring one guest or whatever, and then they can earn.
But it's not a religion. That's the point.
Right. So you're hung up on semantics.
It's not a semantic. If you want to go down that road, let's go down that road. Let's get very, very specific. Let's look up what religion versus cult is. Okay?
It doesn't matter.
Because it does. Because you keep on saying that, and like it's not a fair statement.
A fraternity.
Okay, so a cult is a term that doesn't refer to religion at all, but is applied to a social movement. People have initiative feelings about how the word cult should be used, even when organization or movement meets the criteria of a new religion. Take, for example, Scientology. Okay. Right. Now, what is a religion?
Is Scientology a religion to you?
It is because it has been processed through the government to be established as a religion.
Okay, so the government has to okay it.
Yes.
So again, burning effigies of children, drinking blood, and whatever else you believe that they do. If the government says it's okay, you would be okay with that.
I wouldn't be for it, but I would. I'm not saying no. What I'm answering.
That's what I mean.
What I'm answering is if it's a religion or not. That's the question you're asking me. It's not a religion.
Okay. I'm saying that it's not any weirder than a religion or a cult, and you're trying to push back on me that I don't believe that. I do believe that. I think it's no weirder than anything. It's no weirder than me loving wrestling. Wrestling's ridiculous and silly. A fucking guy with his hand like this pretends it's a cobra and it actually hurts people and beats them 1, 2, 3. That's silly, stupid, ridiculous. If it was impacting legislation, I'd have an issue. It doesn't. It's entertainment. That's it. That's what I believe. That's how I think, right? And then your other claim was that Alex Jones is credible. I still don't think he is. Someone who hits as low as he does, that batting average isn't good enough for me.
Okay, but Derek, you're changing your argument to fit your agenda. I said specifically it's not a religion, and you're like, well, it is a religion. It's a cult. They're all the same. I'm proving to you that it is not a religion, and then you bounce around, and you keep bouncing around to get to a point that satisfies you. Instead of bouncing around, stick with one question and let me answer.
You're arguing my definition of a religion, and I'm trying to stay on point. Which is, what is this, whatever it is called, whatever classification you want to give it, whatever club, fraternity, religion, cult, whatever you want to call it, conspiracy, whatever. Is it impacting legislation now? Should I be worried about it more than QAnon? And I am telling you, you don't have the proof for that.
Okay, stop. Yeah. Now you've asked me 3 questions. I just asked you to keep it to 1. Is it impacting legislation? Yes. 100%.
Okay. How?
Because they are practicing some sort of satanic ritual stuff that they have all agreed to do.
And it's mind controlling Senator Sanders to that legislation?
I never said that.
Then
let me answer the fucking
for.
Question, Derek.
That's what I'm asking for. Give me the bridge, because right now you're talking platitudes.
We're done, man.
You keep run away. Run away if you want.
Yeah, I'm not running away. There's
Everyone
no point.
Always runs away from me.
I'm not running away. I'm just done because you keep cutting me off. You're not letting me answer. You keep going down these other paths. I let you talk. You've pointed out when I don't, and I stop immediately and apologize.
Go ahead.
And then when I say something, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
So, like, it's done. It's not going in a healthy direction. This was supposed to be fun, and now it's not fun.
Well,
it's not, and let me specify why it's not fun. It's not fun because you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me put my points out without trying to change what I'm trying to say by asking me a bunch of questions at once to try to get me off the topic of that said question I'm trying to answer. And then when I try to answer, you interrupt.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah, it's not the Joe Rogan show. It's not his fucking stream. I'm not going to sit here and watch Joe Rogan platform 2 conspiracy theorists and let them say crazy shit without me rebutting or saying what I think.
That's exactly what we're doing, and that's exactly what you agreed to.
Correct. You had said, I wanted to just sit here, have fun, and listen to Joe Rogan. If you want to do that, do that. That's fine. But if it's me, know me, man. If it's affecting politics at all, I'm going to push back on it.
Okay, and you can push back on it, but I asked you, let's just listen to it, and then you can give me your take.
I cannot listen to 30 minutes of somebody rambling about conspiracy theories, and then at the very end, go through all of the reasons why I think it's bullshit and ridiculous.
That's fine, but that's not what you're doing. That's not what you're doing, though. What you're doing is you're doing that, and then on top of that, asking me to give you my opinions and stuff. I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm here for.
I'm trying to figure out what you believe in, and I still don't know.
I don't want to talk about it.
This guy has no idea what he believes in. He cited the CIA as being like super helpful in uncovering Bohemian Grove. It's not that I'm. And then he went off to say that the CIA was part of this big cabal, and Alex Jones did too. So I don't know what they believe in either. And if I don't know what they believe in, they must be crazy people and not worth my time politically. Now, if we wanted to just listen to this as an entertainment thing, great. But that's not the vision that we're viewing this through, the lens that we're viewing it through.
Sure. Now listen. If you want to say that it's a cop-out and I'm running away, so be it. I'm not running away. I just don't find this enjoyable. So I don't want to talk this kind of stuff. Well, I don't want to do this. And I've asked you not to do it. I just wanted to present this to you.
Well, okay, again, you can't go, hey, here's something, and then run away because you don't want to talk about it. That's bullshit.
I'm not running away. When I do talk about it, you don't let me talk about it, and then I say I'm done, and then you say you're running away. That's not very. Talk about it. No, you didn't.
You said, hey, keep talking. Like, I've listened to these guys talk for 20 minutes, longer than that. Because you are just parroting their opinions.
Okay.
You're just saying, listen to them. They have all the research. They did the research. Trust me.
No.
And it's like,
It's
no,
just-
that's not how I do it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I have a
I'm
scientific,
not-
logical brain. I look for data. I look for evidence. I have a hypothesis. And then
This
I let
is
the
data.
data interpret.
That was just not data.
Someone's eyewitness testimony is not
It's
data.
not eyewitness.
He said, I saw
There's
a
video
portrait.
evidence.
I saw a portrait. I saw a portrait. It was
We're
this
not
guy.
talking about the portrait. We're
sticking
talking about the
fingers up
owl. We're talking about them dressing up in cult robes. That's evidence. He has evidence of video.
Of an exclusive club that exists.
Okay. There you go. You're switching it again. Okay. You just said, show me the evidence. I'm showing you the evidence, and then you're like, oh, well, it's just a club that exists. Okay.
So
yeah,
the
it is a
robes.
club that exists.
So they shouldn't wear robes, right?
That's not. See, now you're
So
doing it again.
let's get
Can
rid
I
of the
point out?
robes.
Can I point out that you're doing it again? You're
It's,
switching again.
I'm just
It's
comparing.
it's your defense. No, it's your defense. You don't like to acknowledge where you're wrong, and then you
Mikey
switch it
proved
by
me
saying,
wrong.
"Oh, well, should they not just okay?" Well, I
Mikey
can't
said I
prove
was
you
wrong about cults. I thought cults and religions were really similar. He says no, it's more about more cults of personality going after people who pretend to be gods rather than gods themselves. Okay, that's a clear difference. But I still think that they both have religious tendencies.
Dude, this is just turning into something super toxic. I didn't want this.
You came onto my
no,
stream. Go back.
I've-
You came onto my stream and I said, hey, you want to play Halo or something? You're like, nope, I want to talk about this. Right? Or no?
Okay, I can't. There's nothing I can say to you that's
Right.
going to
I
mean
agree. I don't
anything.
think that there's anything you have equipped or
Exactly,
ready
because
to
you are
me
so
because
no.
you are ill-equipped.
Okay.
Come at
Okay,
me with
stop.
real evidence.
Stop. Don't insult me. First of all.
Ill-equipped doesn't mean that I'm insulting
No,
you. You're just
no,
not
you're
ready.
saying no. Okay, listen, I've came at you with evidence. Here's the evidence. I've told you there's Washington Post. There's I can go through them all again. The New York Times has talked about this.
Then link me the post.
There's a lot of
Link me Washington
Look
Post.
it up, Derek. I'm not going to link you the posts. You do some work, okay? If you want to know, look it up.
I agree, Mikey.
I've
This is how
already
all
came
of
to
these
you with
arguments
it.
go.
I've came to you with it. I've showed you it.
Except
and you're
for
saying
arguments with
it's not
you.
credible.
Because
No,
you
you're saying that
usually
it's
know
not
what we argue
credible.
about.
You're saying that it's not credible because I'm ill-equipped. Do you know how insulting that is?
If
I
you
think
find it
you
insulting,
did-
that's fine.
Okay, but Derek, like this is supposed to be friendly and fun, and you're attacking me. Like I don't understand.
I mean, I'm having fun.
Okay, I'm not. And so if
Then
you
don't
have
do
fun, okay.
We have this
We
conversation
agree.
all the time. Maximize
But you're
your
doing
personal happiness.
exactly what I asked you not to do and what you agreed not to do. I told you, hey, if I find this clip, would you be willing to listen to it and then just give me your opinion?
Yeah,
And you
I'm giving
said
you my
yes.
opinion, and you're going, no, you can't compare
And-
that.
No, and you're going into on top of your opinion, asking me things,
Oh,
asking
okay.
what
Do
I'm
you want me to
thinking,
mute
and
you and
getting
just
me.
tell the stream?
No, but you're purposefully trying to get me triggered to get a reaction out of me.
No, I'm just debating stuff that you want to bring up.
No, you're saying things to get a reaction.
Even
that
further,
I don't
you
even
were
know
like,
if you
oh, I'll
truly
take a political
believe.
test after this,
Like,
and then you were
I
gung-ho
truly
about that,
don't
and now you're not.
believe. I truly don't believe that you don't find this very, very weird and very, very scary. I
No,
think
I
you're
find
just
it
saying
very
like, oh,
weird
I
and
don't
very
think
scary.
it's
I
any
don't think it
weird or any
impacts
more
politics.
scary than religions that are already happening in politics.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and I don't think you believe that. Truly,
For the same reason,
don't.
I am no longer more afraid of the dark than I am of like a bill that I forgot to pay. Right? I'm still scared of both, but one is way more scary than the other. Does that make sense?
What does
Or
what
can
make
I
sense?
not? For the same reason that I don't think that this is worthy of talking about, but QAnon is the same reason that while I am kind of still afraid of the dark sometimes, I am not nearly as scared of the dark as like a bill I forgot to pay.
Mikey did the work for you. He linked a post from the Washington Post about
Oh,
the
in the
Bohemian
thing?
Grove.
Let me see. Thank you,
Yep.
Mickey. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now,
I don't know why you couldn't just type it in on Google. It was the first one
because
I
I
found
want
too.
you to provide it for me.
That's not what I'm here for.
That's what you're here for.
I have asked you. No, I've asked
you're
you because
literally here for
I'm
that.
ill-equipped. Okay, I'll go down that path, man. I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. If you want to continue to tell me I'm ill-equipped, I'll own it. Because I'm ill-equipped, Derek, I would like for you to show me that I'm wrong. So please, if you enjoy this, look into it and show me that I'm wrong.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show why Bohemian Grove shouldn't nearly be as scary as QAnon. That's what I'm going to do.
No, it has nothing to do with QAnon.
It has a lot to do with QAnon.
Now, how about this? I'll give you your task. Why don't you show me how this isn't scary at all and how this doesn't influence
I never said it was.
our
I
legislature?
said it is scary.
Okay, then show me how it doesn't influence our legislature.
Because there's no legislation saying now we have to sacrifice wooden babies to Moloch. That's why.
Okay, but isn't the people to get into legislation have to be funded by
Okay, so
people?
again, you're going after people for their religion again. Are we going after Mitt Romney too?
Oh, bro.
I'm not
It's
allowed to
not.
bring up Mitt Romney.
Are you bringing up the religion card again?
Okay,
I thought
I
we
won't bring
got
up religion.
past
I'll
this.
bring up.
No,
I'll bring up
I thought we got
exclusive
past
clubs.
this, Derek. It's not a religion.
I'll bring up exclusive clubs then. Should we be concerned about Matt Gaetz and his ties to QAnon?
You're doing it again. You just can't help yourself.
It's because you can't go into those waters.
No, it's
like you
because
don't know how to swim and you want
it's
to stay on
because
the
you,
island.
dude, you're doing the exact same thing. You're
Yeah,
deflecting and
I'm
asking me another
starting to
question.
be a little bit ad hominem towards you because you're being unreasonable in the debate.
No,
Yep.
because you're not willing to go into what I'm saying. Thus, you reflect or deflect by asking me a question. Why don't you just answer the question?
Look.
Why don't you
Mikey
show
has
me?
provided.
Why don't you show me how they do not influence legislature?
Mikey has provided
Show me.
their
Prove it to me.
mission statement. And I don't know if this is true because I don't know where she got this information, but she says that their purpose is to escape the frontier culture or uncivilized interests of common men. It's literally telling you they want to go out there and fuck around and do silly shit. They're not. Their
Okay.
purpose isn't to like overthrow the government or it's
Yeah,
corrupt
I'd
we
be-
need
and
to
I've-
change
I've-
it or we need to put in bills to
And
stop
I
people
have
from
told
voting.
you I would be fine with that if that's what they were doing, but that's not all they're doing. The activities that they are doing is very weird. You can use that
agree.
exact same statement and then have it be with like people cutting off horse heads. Like
I
that's
agree.
not normal behavior. I don't want
agree
these
with you.
kind of people influencing legislature.
I agree with you, but you're not proving how they're influencing thing. And you're going to say once again that they are tied to politics and lobbyism, and that's fine. But then you have to fix lobbyism. How are you going to get rid of the NRA's
so you're
influence?
admitting it then. You're admitting that it is tied to it and that it does affect it.
You're using a lot of like pronouns, like it
Yes or
and
no?
they. I need to know who it.
Are
and they
you
are.
Are you admitting that
Mhm.
Bohemian Grove does influence legislature by being tied to those things that you just said?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Then we're done. Good. Hooray.
but not
My job's
nearly
done.
to the point that you
Accomplished.
should be concerned
Hooray.
about it.
Yay! We're done.
So you won,
That was the
and now
whole
conversation's
objective.
over.
No, because that was the whole objective.
Fair enough. You won. You won. You win. Alex Jones is God. No, sorry. Moloch is God, and Alex Jones uncovered God.
I set out to do
And
what you asked
no,
me to
you
do.
got it. You're right. He was absolutely right.
And I just
These
did
are
it.
all devil worshippers. All of their
never
legislation
said that.
says so. They go and they fuck each other in the ass. I guess that whatever. I don't care. I still don't care. Even if it's true, I still don't care because it's not actively impacting me, right?
You
Or it's not
are wrong
actively
because
impacting
it is actively impacting you because it's the people
Near to the
that
point
are
of
making
QAnon.
decisions in law in
Uh-huh.
our government
Mhm.
and making these decisions that you disagree with all
Which
the time.
law? Which law?
Dude, all of them.
Cor-
Every law
all of
has,
them. Yeah,
has
no, you
this.
can't say all of them. No. So your issue is lobbyism, not the
Okay.
Bohemian Grove. So now attack
No.
lobbyism.
I can attack lobbyism. I
Go
don't
for
like
it.
it. There, boom, I'm done.
You don't
That's all I
like
have
it.
to say.
Boom, done. Exactly. That's all you want to say.
I don't like
because
it.
that's all
I
you
don't
are prepared to
think
say. You
it's
have no idea what's going
democratic.
on.
No, I don't think it's. I don't have anything to say or to prove to you, Derek. You can keep telling me I'm ill-equipped, but I have nothing to prove to you. And because of that, that doesn't make me ill-equipped. Like
makes you
you're
ill-equipped,
very, you're
literally.
very quick to insult when
You know
someone
what?
doesn't
In
want to debate
Warhammer,
with you.
orcs are the best race. Always. Best
I
race.
actually think a lot of people
the
agree with
best
that
race.
statement.
The best race.
Warhammer
and whatever you
isn't-
say is incorrect and wrong. And if you say I'm ill-equipped,
Oh,
whatever,
now you're getting angry.
absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just using the same tactics that you utilize against me when you are ill-equipped at debating the topic at hand.
So because I don't want to debate, it means I'm ill-equipped.
Yeah, you're saying, see, I was right. Boom,
That's-
I'm done. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No. Derek,
That's
we've
what
been
you just
talking about it
said.
for an hour. No,
That's what you just said.
You literally asked me to do one thing. I just did that one thing. I have nothing more to say.
Yeah. See, again, this is why, in a more broad scale conversation, Mike's
What
absolutely right.
what do you want to debate, Derek? Go ahead.
I'll debate anything.
What would you like to ask me?
I'll debate
And
anything.
like I said, no. Like, what is it that you are so mad about that I'm not doing? Or
I am
asking,
mad
answering?
about people.
Well, what would you
in
like me
general.
to answer?
I am mad in people in general call research watching YouTube. I get mad at that. Or citing
Washington
references.
Post
Hold on,
isn't research?
hold on. I haven't even read this article yet, and she hasn't provided her sources either. That's how research works,
okay.
friend. All right.
So
I know
all
you've
I
gone to
did was
college
do
more than
YouTube.
me, and I know you're more qualified than me. However, you don't
Well, give
seem
me
to
credit.
know what the necessary burden of proof is to prove a claim,
Okay,
which is really
so-
concerning. Maybe
so
we should look at the college
let
system
me
and
let me
fix
give you
it.
my definition. Let me give you my definition of what proves something to be real. Like, so what
Someone
proves
said
something
it?
to be. No. you gonna do it for me,
Go ahead.
Derek?
Go ahead.
Okay, there are multiple news sources that are well renowned that have documented this thing
Existence.
and the practicing of what they're doing.
Okay. Great.
If that's not credible for you, then yeah, I'm not credible.
No,
sure.
yeah, Washington Post is credible. And when they
Okay, but
post
you just told me I'm not credible because I'm getting all my information from YouTube. No, I'm
Alex
not.
Jones is not
You don't
credible.
think I am not just getting it from him.
You said
He's the
Alex
source.
Jones said Washington Post, so
You
I say
asked
Washington
me-
Post.
You
That's what
asked
you
me
said.
to prove one thing Alex Jones has been right about.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that I agree with everything he says.
And I didn't say prove. And I didn't say Alex Jones. I said, give me one thing. Because you said he's right about some things. Okay, cool. Give me one thing. Let's talk about it.
Give me one thing. What? What did you say?
I said, you had said, he's right sometimes. And I said, okay, but that doesn't, I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day. So give me what one of the two things he was right about or whatever.
You
Whatever
just
he
said
was right about.
that I didn't say that. You said I didn't say that, but now you're saying that. So what-
Okay,
what-
I expounded. I mean, I didn't record that, so I mean, I could go back, right? But what I'm asking you for is, okay, give me something that you believe Alex Jones was right about. And then when you brought this up, I prefaced it by saying, okay, here's what I think he's going to say, and the only proof he has for it is that it exists. What he doesn't have proof for is how it connects to the bigger picture, to politics, because I guarantee he's going to loop in the Clintons in this, and he did.
Okay, sure. Guess what? That wasn't the original thing that you asked me to do. You asked me show me one thing that Alex Jones has proved to be real. Here it is.
I didn't say one thing. I said, give me something he's right about, we'll talk about it.
Okay, he's right about this.
Yeah, he's right that it exists. Exactly what I
Okay,
said.
so did I not accomplish what I set out to do?
That he
I don't
was
know
right
what you're
twice
saying.
a day? Or that he's a broken clock and he's right twice a day? Of course,
Dude,
that's just how it
It's
works.
sad.
I agree with you. It's very sad. Now, can I
It's
talk
sad.
about
No,
my broad
it's sad that you
general?
can only agree that it's right because the clock is broken.
If you
that's
think
what's
Alex
sad.
Jones is a credible source for
I never said
information,
that. Ever.
You're an
Ever
insane
did I say that?
person.
Did I ever say that? That he was
You
credible?
did. You said, well,
Did
he's
I?
yes, I asked you for
No.
sources. It's in your Discord right now. I asked for
Oh,
Discord.
bro.
I asked for
No,
I asked
he's
for
the
proof.
source.
I asked for proof.
I gotta go to the source.
I asked
He's
for
part
proof.
of. He's where it happened. I
asked,
can't not include him.
I asked for credible proof about cell phone towers mind controlling you.
We're not talking about mind control cell phone towers.
I understand.
Right
I understand.
now. And that has been proven, not just by me. Washington Post.
They did an article about it. There is no.
And I didn't
is
say
not
that they're
proof.
mind. Like I'm gonna
Opinion
hold on. Let me
pieces
let me
are
have
not
30
proof.
seconds. Let me
Blogs
have
are
30
not
seconds.
proof.
Let me
Facebook
have 30
posts are
seconds.
not proof.
me
Memes
have
are
30
not
seconds.
proof. Hold up.
Let me-
I reclaim my time. This is why they reclaim their time in the Congress, by the way. Like memes are not proof. This is not proof. What's proof is data and analysis of data.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And I showed you the data.
You showed me a Washington Post article. We didn't even get through it because you wanted to talk about Alex
I
Jones'
can't win. I
experience
can't win.
in
I can't win.
Bohemian Grove.
It's just it's like there's no point. There's 0 point in
I'm
all of this.
concerned that you're down a rabbit hole.
No, I'm concerned that you're so stuck in your way that you're not willing to see light when it's shining right in your face.
If I'm stuck in my way, but it means I'm not in a rabbit hole with conspiracy theorists.
I ain't in a rabbit
Hey,
hole.
All right, call me stuck
If
up.
you're not questioning things,
Call me cunty. That's fine.
That's
I'm
fine.
okay
I
with
didn't.
that.
I didn't call you cunty. When
You
did I
say
ever
that
call
you
cunty?
often assert that I'm cunty in the way
Did I
that
say that
present.
tonight?
No, but you often do it.
Okay.
You do it a lot.
Oh, so we're gonna go back on things that I've apologized for.
Well, I know, but like I'm
Okay.
saying, you can call me cunty. It's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, you can
That's
deflect.
okay.
You can change where the conversation's going and bring up past things that we've already discussed.
Well,
and
I mean, it was the same
tied with
discussion.
a ribbon. And no, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I don't ever recall calling you that during any of this.
Oh, you're right. That was
And
your
if I-
4-day work week thing.
And if I did, I'm sorry. Okay,
No,
but,
but what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what people call me. I don't really much
but
care. It's fine.
I don't know why you're even bringing that up.
Because you're saying no, you're deflecting. You're doing this.
you are,
It's like,
Derek.
okay,
You are
fine. You
deflecting.
can believe whatever you want. The sun isn't shining on my face. Radiant light of information.
No,
like,
it's just
okay,
you're
fine,
not
I don't care.
open-minded at all.
I still don't.
You're
think that
very
this-
stuck in your way of thinking, and what you're trying to do for me is what I'm trying to do for you.
Right.
The difference to how I see it, though, and I'm not saying I'm better than you. Okay, I'm not. But the difference that I'm seeing is I'm willing to listen and consider the possibility where when the possibilities are presented to you, you find a way to deflect them to make them irrelevant and not make sense. Rather
By
than just
using
sticking to the
allegory or
one thing.
comparison?
No. Just by going into different things. You want to blow it up into a big proportion where I'm just focusing on the one question. And so,
Did
like, if you want to
Bohemian
show
Grove
me
exist?
anything, that wasn't it.
Then what was the question?
Show me something that Alex Jones has been right about that he proved.
Mhm.
And this is it. Was the Bohemian, and let me clarify, the Bohemian Grove doing
never
these
said
weird. What?
We never said proved. The Alex Jones proved. We never said that. I said, give me something
been
that
right
you
about?
think that he was right about, and we'll talk
Okay,
about it.
prove right about same thing to me.
And we'll talk about it. I didn't say that I
Because
would
not
sit here
only
and
not
say
only
that
was he
they're a
right about it,
cabal.
he proved it.
He proved that it exists.
Yes,
Okay.
the things that they're doing exists, and that was my whole objective.
Right.
And now that is done,
And
you
I
want
said,
to
what's the
keep
problem
going.
with that? What's so
If
wrong
you
with
don't
them
think there's a
burning
problem with
effigies?
that, that's fine. I accomplished my task.
Okay.
I proved to you one thing that he's been right about, so maybe don't discredit him on anything. Maybe you should have an open mind.
Cool.
I think he's very, very wrong about a lot of things. And a lot of the things he's wrong about, he has openly admitted being wrong about.
Sure. Would you extend that same courtesy to Destiny or CNN?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you'll listen to it.
I believe in people owning up for their mistakes, yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
I-
So when I can probably find a stream somewhere of him talking about bullshit conspiracy or something like silly and fake, and he starts going off on somebody, you'll sit there and take that, or you'll just call him close-minded.
Who?
He's
Who are you talking
he's so
about?
stuck up in his ways.
Who are you talking about?
Destiny.
Yeah, show me a conspiracy. I'd love to analyze it.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you a clip of when he was on a podcast, and he
Okay.
was talking to a psychic. Okay. Because I would level psychics in the same entertainment nonsense that I would loop all other silly stuff of this nature. Burning effigies.
What silly
and
stuff?
Burning
Oh,
effigies
okay.
of children and cults and demon
Okay,
heads
but
and all
I
this other
think
stuff.
to be fair and to be devil's advocate, psychics aren't what we're talking about being involved in
So
legislation.
I can't bring up psychics. I have to bring up an
No, you
exclusive
can.
club.
I don't see how it's really relevant because it's not affecting our legislation.
Then let's talk. Then I'll give you an exclusive club then, so that it's at least a little bit similar. Is that fine?
Yeah, why don't you find something that's more
Cool. So I mean, he can talk.
similar?
I'll have him talk about fucking QAnon because that's as close as we can get to comparison.
I
that
have
you would
openly
allow.
told you. No, I've openly said I don't support QAnon.
That's not what we're saying. You're saying,
What are you asking me, Derek?
yes, I know. You are saying that I'm not allowed to compare Bohemian Grove to Mitt Romney or religion or anything or psychics even now.
No,
because
you
that's too
can.
far
You
removed.
can. It's just the Mitt Romney thing maybe is a little bit more, but like the psychic, like they're not in the same ballpark.
To you.
It's not the same. No, like how does that affect legislation?
What?
The psychics. I don't understand
I
how that
agree
has
with you.
anything
How
to
does
do with it.
Bohemian Grove affect legislation?
I've already told you that. But how does psychics affect it? That's why
Well, there
I'm
could be a
wondering
group
like
of
why.
psychics that pool their money and then
There
they only give
can
it to
be,
Republicans, and
or
that's
there
a problem.
is.
And I don't think that psychics believing the way that they believe
Can
should
you
ever
show
be
me
allowed
that?
in politics.
Can you show me
Can
that?
you show me that?
I just did.
You broadly.
So did you just
brought it
is that
broadly.
hold on, did
had
you just
said-
make that up or is that a real thing?
You broadly brought up. I made it up. It's a conspiracy.
Okay.
I
Why
believe
don't
in
you
it,
come
so
up
it
with
exists.
something that's real?
I said it, so
that you
it's
can
real.
give me an example.
I said it on
to
the
see
internet,
if
so it's
I'm
even
open-minded
more
as
real.
much. Oh, okay.
All right. Can I?
I didn't know we were playing make pretend.
We've been playing.
What's going on?
I mean, Alex Jones is.
No.
Gosh,
Because Derek, I'm asking
You're
you
this
to give
close
me
to
an
subscribing.
example. I'm asking you to give me an example that is similar. Yeah, and you know what? The Mitt Romney thing is
And every
probably closer.
time I do, you go, you can't compare that.
Ask me the Mitt Romney thing.
Okay.
I
Do
think
you
that's
think
pretty
it's
close.
fair that in 2012, when he ran for president, that people were judging him on his religion?
No.
I agree with you. So I would say that you can't really judge them on their silly once a year get together. It's even less than a religion. It's less impactful than a religion. They only do the same
Well, the
once a year.
Bohemian Grove is not a religion.
Right. It doesn't matter
So
if it's a
I don't
religion.
see- I don't
goofy
see
things,
how that's
goofy
relevant.
practices that people do. Okay. Do you think that that should bar them from being president?
There's a difference between
To
the
you,
Bohemian Grove's practice. No.
would you allow a Muslim
Because
to
it's
be president?
No, Derek, because it's open.
Would,
Religion is open.
So Karl Rove, the admitted member of this group, you would say, I don't want him to be president.
Karl Rove is of the no. I absolutely don't want him to be.
And that's
president.
fine. Now, okay,
That's
hold
hold on. Let me
Wanting
stay.
is
Hold
fine.
on. Let me
I'm
finish.
clarifying.
Let me
Go ahead.
finish. I need to finish. Okay. I don't want him personally to be.
Right.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve or he doesn't have
The right to?
he shouldn't the right to. Yes.
Correct. I agree with you, which is exactly why I'm saying I don't think that this is a big problem right now when we have QAnon actively in Congress causing problems. And I think it's
I don't
insulting.
see. Okay, but
I get on
I'm not
Facebook-
disagreeing with you about QAnon. You were disagreeing with me about this.
because
Can you find something that I disagree with
because
you?
this was
that is
originally brought
similar?
up. The reason that I get heated over stuff like this is because Alex Jones brings this up for old people to subscribe to his InfoWars podcast, and he attributes
Uh-huh.
this spooky stuff to whoever is his political enemy at the time. Okay.
So why do you think these organizations that handle news that are credible covering it? If
Washington
it's just
Post?
a bunch of
Because
they're
it's
credible.
news and it's goofy and it's entertainment where the rich and
Oh.
powerful go to misbehave. Who doesn't want to hear about this? I said this
Okay,
would be an
so-
awesome movie. We should make a movie about it.
In
They
your
said they made
opinion,
movie
it's
about-
goofy.
They said Matt Damon made a movie about it with Robert De Niro. So everybody
So-
has an interest in this. So why
so-
wouldn't the news announce it? Why
so
wouldn't they?
because it's only goofy to you, it doesn't mean that it's not
Only to me?
something that should be. Well, that's what you're saying. Okay. Let's just say I think the majority of people wouldn't say this is goofy
Why do you think that they're not talking about it in the news if the evidence is there?
because this was 20 years ago and they did talk about it in the news.
Like it was impacting legislation and we had to stop people from getting involved? Because you wouldn't
I don't
think-
know if it
you
was to
wouldn't-
that point, but it was talked about.
to that point. That's what I mean. And if it's
I
to
don't
the-
know if it
it's
was.
below that threshold of being matterful, then it's just in an entertainment box to me.
That's fine, but in a lot of people's boxes, it's not. And you're saying that that shouldn't be relevant.
How many is a lot? You're being very vague. You're doing Trump stand-up.
I would
a lot
say-
of people have said.
okay.
A lot of people. You got to be
I would say
specific.
that the majority of people that have heard about this react in a negative way. Look at the people on the podcast right now.
Can we
Four
cross-examine
out
those
of
people?
four out of four think it's really strange.
First of all,
and
Jamie
really
is not allowed to
alarming.
present opinions on this, right?
He talks about it
No
later.
one's disagreed
but-
that it's weird. Okay.
Oh,
But two of these people are attributing this.
you asked me a
to the
question, and I'm
Clintons.
answering your question.
Go ahead. I'm clarifying your answer.
Can you
Go ahead.
show me people that don't think this is weird?
that think that it doesn't matter?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Destiny wouldn't think that this matters. I think he thinks that this is conspiracy silliness,
you
and he
show
shouldn't
me?
bother about it.
Because, like I said, the people that
Vosh,
bring this up,
also somebody would say
they
that this
don't
is
bring
silly.
this up. They don't bring this up because it is
Ben
silly.
Shapiro
They bring
wouldn't-
this up because it's alarming.
Ben Shapiro wouldn't talk about it at all because it attacks Republicans, and he's just as grifty as the others.
I'm not here to talk about Ben Shapiro, but
Exactly,
I can see where you would
because it
say
goes
that.
against your point, right?
No, I'm not
compare
defending the
things.
Republican
You
Party.
You told me, give me examples. I gave you an example of somebody who wouldn't talk about it. Ben Shapiro. He wouldn't
No,
talk about
that's-
it.
that's-
It's not going
that's-
to get him
that
any
is-
clicks. Nobody gives a fuck about this.
It never happened though, Derek. That's all assumption. I'm showing you things that happened
I don't
that
know.
are documented
I
that
don't
have been
care.
talked about by
I don't
certain
care.
people.
I don't
But that's
care.
what you asked me.
No,
So to go on and be like, "Oh, this person wouldn't care," when you haven't even showed me that they've even talked
I
about it.
prefaced this whole arc.
Like, who's being lazy now?
I prefaced this whole arc, and I wish I would have recorded it now. I wish I would have asked you if I could. I preface this by saying I am going to assume that Alex Jones is just going to prove that it exists and then maybe have some assumptions about what they're doing is bad. And then he's going to tie it with the Clintons because this is 2016 and he's pro-Trump at this point. And he's anti-Hillary. That's what I guessed. And in that first podcast... Hold up. No, let me finish. You never let me finish talking. Can I finish talking?
Yeah, you can finish talking.
Oh, thank
but
you.
you didn't say that.
Okay, thank
Eric.
you. Awesome. Thank you. I reclaim my time.
You're changing.
I reclaim my
you're
time.
changing what you're saying. I
reclaim my time.
Oh, okay. Go ahead
time.
and reclaim your time. Go ahead. Next time when I talk, please don't interrupt me then.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly. So, when we first started this, I prefaced by saying I don't think he has any credible evidence other than like eyewitness testimony, stories he's heard from generals, but he can't give you their names because they're retired and it's been 20 years now, right? He's giving you bullshit and you're feeding into it, which isn't necessarily a problem because you don't vote on stuff like this. However, many people do. This is fake news. This is bullshit, right? When you give me evidence that these people are actively in Congress right now legislating that the burning effigy, these people should have sole control, or maybe their vote counts twice as much as everybody else, then I would be concerned. But right now, this is just a rich, elite, white Republican club that I'm not allowed to go to, so I don't really care about it. Go to your yacht club. Go burn effigies. I don't care. I could care less. Do your thing. It's America. Do whatever you want, as long as it's not impacting people legislatively or widespread. Like if they were actively kidnapping babies and killing them, I'd have a problem with that. And if they were, you would think that the evidence would be there, right?
So are you suggesting that none of these people in the Bohemian Grove do not contribute financial funds to politicians?
I'm sure they do. I just don't care that they do.
Okay, there's my proof.
So your argument is not against Bohemian Grove. Your argument is against lobbyism.
No. My
Yes.
argument is against lobbyists who are doing really weird stuff in their free time.
Okay, so what is weird to you is not weird to other people, right?
You don't find this weird.
I find this
You
weird.
have admitted many
I
times
don't think
you
that
found
it's
this
weird enough to bar them from being able to participate in the
And
political
that's
process.
fine. And that's fine. But for people like me, I think that should still be credible and shouldn't be ridiculed.
I
Derek.
understand.
Like that's my point.
And this
It's like
is
you
why
have
I
your
asked you,
belief,
and this is why
but
I
you're
asked
telling
you-
me no one should see this as weird.
To your standard, you're being very fascist right now.
I'm being a
I
fascist.
believe I'm saying that correctly because only people who think like you should be able to politically participate. That's what you're saying.
That's what you say to me.
Yes. I think civics needs to be taught. I think when you
have
teach
zero idea where
when
the
you
fascist
teach
came from.
where
Can you tell me
police
where I
forces-
went wrong?
you're banning you seriously want to ban people for their religious
I didn't say that.
First Amendment rights. I'll say First
I
Amendment
never
so we
told.
don't get
I
triggered.
never. You've already asked me
You
this.
just said this. You said I don't think
No, I
that they
didn't.
should be involved. It's weird.
I said, in my opinion, I do not think they should be involved, but that's not for me to say that they are banned. I never said to ban them.
That's
And you asked
did,
me,
though. I
what
asked,
if one
would
of
you-
them was running for president? Should he be blah, blah, blah? No, it's not for
Later.
me to decide. My whole thing, Derek, is that people should know about this kind of stuff and maybe consider how these people are affecting legislation.
okay. So now your point is just awareness.
That's what it's always been about.
Okay, fine. Let's go down that road then, because we've been
You
down this
told
road.
me
But let's
to
go
show
down it
something
again.
that's credible.
I'm gonna walk you. All right. I will walk you down this path one more time. If we're going this route of where we just want people to be aware that this is happening, fine. But then why don't we go after stuff that is sure more important than their little club, right? Or would you be allowed and okay with the government going into the Mormon top secret boardroom and saying, no, you have to let us know about what's going on here? Would you be okay with that? Because you're demanding that of Bohemian Grove, but you're not holding any other thing to that standard. Only these people.
I'm not demanding anything of the
I can't
Bohemian
believe you
Grove.
have me defending Republicans tonight. This is insane.
I have no idea where you're coming from. I am not defending the Bohemian Grove.
Mike says I wouldn't dump my energy into it, and that's what I mean by I don't think it's worthy. I don't think it's worthy of devoting this much energy into it. Now, QAnon...
Well, Derek, I'm
think
not the
it
one
was worth
devoting the energy, my friend. I told you I was done a long time ago, and you wanted to keep going.
Because I need you to understand the patterns that you're participating in and how harmful that is. The
I
social
need
media
you
age.
to be able to admit when you're wrong,
I can.
but you
Mikey
still have
corrected
not
me.
done that.
Yep, Mikey corrected me. You taught
With
me
me.
about muckraker. I didn't know what that was. You corrected me on the
Derek,
pronunciation, even though I
I've
think
done this
grammatically
dance
I'm
with you
correct.
3 times now.
Can I
where
talk?
You have
You keep interrupting me.
Yes, you
Keep
can. But
interrupting
can I
me.
say something?
Go ahead.
No. Are you now mocking me?
Yes.
Very, very mature, Derek.
Well, because this is where we've gotten to. I feel like I'm talking to a child that is like mad about
Derek, I have not
Rumpelstiltskin or
been
something.
able to really say anything without you cutting me off in the last hour.
Okay. I mean, we can go back. I mean, hey,
You
it's
keep on
it's
saying.
on the internet.
Sorry,
so-
go ahead.
It's on the internet.
You keep
so-
on saying like my time, my time, my time, but like when I talk, you immediately want to cut me off and ask me something else.
Right, because you're going premise. I need to talk about this premise and then this premise and then this premise. Otherwise, you're going to do a whole long form thing, and then I can only respond to one of those things. Right? It's a gish gallop.
I'm not dish galloping.
You do want to.
I'm not going premise. If anything, I think I'm the person that has been saying, "Hey, let's focus on one question." I've been saying that the entire time. You're the one jumping around saying, "Well, shouldn't people be more alarmed about Mitt Romney, or
Sure.
shouldn't people be more alarmed about QAnon?" Like
by
you're the
all
one
means.
dish galloping, man.
By all means,
not me.
By all means, friend. Okay, we can leave this to the internet to decide. Okay, I don't really care who wins or loses because I view this as pure entertainment, silly schlock nonsense. We might as well be talking about Fast 9's plot.
See, I think that's where the problem is, Derek, is you're looking at this as a competition. This was never a competition. I'm not looking to win.
You keep bringing up all you want to be is right. It's like, no, I just want what's true. I could care less about being right.
Okay, and have I not been truthful with what I've showed you? Have I not showed you credible sources? Have I not showed you more than eyewitness testimony, by the way, that you never let me talk about? He went in there with a video camera. That's not eyewitness. Okay, and then on top of that, there are verbal confessions. I've been reading about this for like a week now. You can look it up. I don't have all the sources
Verbal
to show you, but
confessions
they're
are just
there.
as useful as affidavits, but go ahead.
Okay, but the point is that a lot of people are talking about it. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should discredit it.
A lot of people.
Doesn't there? You,
Because it's a tactic that people use to trick people who don't have time to research this stuff.
so you're suggesting
do.
that conspiracy is something that should not be discussed ever?
Not in a political spectrum, no.
Oh,
Unless it's actively harming
baby
it.
girl. Oh, baby girl.
I don't care if the millennium
Oh
was
no.
fake. Maybe my parents did. Maybe my grandparents did. I don't care. I think it's so far
What about
removed now that
Hitler,
it
dude?
doesn't matter.
What about Hitler?
What's Hitler's conspiracy? Go ahead.
I know he was doing a lot of stuff with the enslavement camps, and they kept it very hush hush with what they were doing and trying to hide it.
Enslavement camps?
Sorry, the concentration
Oh,
camps.
okay, gotcha. So the Jews.
They were doing very, very hush hush things. A lot of people didn't even
Sure.
believe it was happening, and they were almost doing like the interview movie, like the honeypot. They were honeypotting people and be like, "No, we're great. Look at us, how great we are." Blah 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 blah. When in the background, they're killing thousands upon thousands of Jews on a daily basis. Like
Okay.
that was something that was proved. Like a lot of people didn't believe it until
Okay.
photographs were taken when we won the war.
Right, but do you see how you're like going to like something that was proven, had facts and data?
Because
and
it was a
history?
conspiracy that was proven. You just asked me to like do that.
I think you're confusing conspiracy with rumor.
Oh, what is conspiracy?
I'm
to
pretty
you?
sure conspiracy has to have like a secret
Ill intent.
objective.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ill intent. Which how is concentration camps a rumor? You wouldn't consider that a conspiracy?
I mean, what's conspiracy? A secret plan by a group to do something
No,
unlawful
I just
or
looked up
harmful?
the
By
definition
this,
not
sure,
that
it
long
would
ago.
be. Sure, it would be conspiracy by this definition, of course.
Okay, so that you just asked me to do, so I'm equipped with what you just asked me to do.
Do you think people would
I'm
classify
giving you-
that as
You
conspiracy?
just cut me off again, but
or
go
as
ahead.
a horrific time in history or something like that. Why? I don't jump. Like I had to ask you what conspiracy.
It was a
about Hitler was.
conspiracy that turned into a horrific time in history because it was proved to be real.
Okay.
That's what conspiracies are. Is there things that aren't proven?
Bohemian Grove.
That
Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Nah, dude. Go ahead and say whatever you're gonna say. You're just gonna keep cutting me off.
Sure. The end of this is
doesn't matter. It doesn't
Bohemian
matter.
Grove has not grown past conspiracy into proven actual to be concerned about thing yet. And once it does, I'll go, well, there you go. There it is. But it
Okay,
hasn't.
man. That's your opinion.
Okay. That's fair enough. Hey, my opinion, it is what it is, right? I would
Okay.
much rather be worried about QAnon.
The only thing is I would ask you to do the same for people that actually believe that this is something that should be worried about instead of telling them that they're ill-equipped or stupid.
Okay. Well, I'm not a very good people person. I
Then
could
maybe
I could
try
love and
better
look
at that, because
you.
that's not very
I
fair.
could try to wear like boxing gloves on my verbal like attacks and baby you and be a snowflake.
I'm not
and
asking you to
treat
baby
you
me.
like a snowflake.
Excuse me?
I could
Time
do
out.
that,
Time out.
but you
Don't
would be
tickle me
disrespected.
and now insult me.
See, and
Okay,
now
all
you're
I
upset
said,
again.
Derek, all I said was when people have their beliefs, don't tell them that they're wrong based off of their
I
beliefs.
didn't. I said let's talk
When
about it.
No, you're saying that I'm an idiot for subscribing to this kind of stuff because it's harmful.
I think it's not harmful for you. For you, you view it as entertainment and it's interesting.
Well,
which is fine.
anyone
But
that believes in this, in my
many-
opinion, it is something that should be considered that is bad. Okay, and you're saying that, okay, well, whatever, with your beliefs, if you want to believe that it's not, I respect your opinion. That's fine. All I'm asking you to do is respect other people's opinions. That's something that you don't do.
Will you respect their
You keep
opinions
telling me,
to go into the
you keep
forest
telling
and fuck
me that I'm
around?
incompetent, not incompetent, but
Why can't they have an
don't-
opinion? Why can't they do what they want to do? Why is it only
Who?
you? The
Who?
Bohemian Grove. Why can't they do what they want to do?
They can do whatever they want. Just stay out of politics.
I agree. You can do whatever you want. You can watch whatever you want on conspiracy. Just don't vote.
What?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying exactly the same as you.
Okay, but you were calling me a fascist at one point, and now you're speaking like.
Well, I'm giving you my
fascism.
opinion based on what I
How
believe
can-
should be.
Like, that's something I actually want to go back on, because that was very insulting to me. You calling me a fascist? Can you clarify?
No,
How I'm a
I'll
fascist?
clarify. I said you are attributing to behavior that is very fascist, where only people who look like you or think like you or act like you or who are in your area deserve to be of political use or power, right? That's pretty awful, right? You get rid of your political enemies and because they think weird, I don't think that's
That's
worthy
not
enough.
fascism. Fascism
Sure,
is
okay.
dictatorialism. Fascism is like being like it's forcing people to behave a certain way. I'm not forcing anyone. You can have your opinion.
Yeah, I think you're making your neighbor mad, by the way. I would just
Okay,
Mikey's
maybe
right.
I'm making
Mikey's right.
maybe I'm making my neighbor mad, Derek. But that's not the definition of fascism.
Okay, fair
Fascism
enough.
is when you force people upon a certain belief. When
Mm-hmm.
you force people to have a way of living that you don't have a choice not to do. I never told anyone that they don't have the right to do anything, ever.
You said you can believe what you want.
I said in
Just
my
don't
opinions,
participate
I
in
would prefer
politics.
them not. That's not entirely what I meant. Let me clarify what I meant by that.
Walk him back. Walk it back. Go ahead.
Okay. Welcome back.
No, walk it back. Go ahead and walk it back.
Okay, let me walk it back.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want. Okay, as long as you're not hurting people, great. All I ever suggested with this whole Bohemian Grove thing is that it is very strange and alarming to me and a lot of people that these are the same people that are contributing to politicians by donating money to them, a lot of money, to get them into positions that influence our country. Okay, you asked me to prove
So
that.
cabal.
I showed you proof. I've showed you articles. I've showed you credible sources, and still it's not enough. And then on top of that, you then go into me being a fascist, and I'm going to clarify how I am not a fascist. You can have your beliefs. I believe in the freedom of speech. I believe in the freedom of practicing politics. But you, and I will state, you told me I should not be involved in politics.
Correct.
You told me that I should not be doing anything that is in this world because it affects your life. That's fascism, Derek.
I don't
That's
remember
telling
saying
someone
the
to
second
behave
one,
a
but
very
I do
certain-
admit to the first one. Go ahead.
You told me to stay in my lane. You told me to stay in my game. It'd be like you coming into Warhammer, which I don't understand how that's even a comparison, but sure, coming into my world and then saying like ridiculous things.
The
I
fact-
don't feel like I'm saying ridiculous things.
Like 3 points.
And that's the thing is like you can have your opinion. I respect your opinion. Go ahead and have it. All I'm asking you to do is do the same for me. Like that's where a lot of people struggle in debate, and that's why I don't like to debate, is because it's always you're wrong, I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right in the sense of like this is all like really, really happening and affecting our government, blah, 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 blah.
That's what you said, though.
That it is. I believe that it is, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it truly is. Like, that's my opinion. All I'm suggesting is that this is very weird and that it should be talked about more. It should be like, who are these people that are actually influencing our government?
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to do. And for you to come back to me and combat by saying, like, I'm ill-equipped or I'm being fascist or, you know, like I shouldn't have a say in politics because it's not my thing. Like, all I can do is just be offended by that. Like, that's not debate. That's not democracy, Derek. Like, I'm sorry if you don't like how things are, but like that's the beautiful thing about democracy is the push and pull. The push and pull is what I think directs us to where we need to go. If it was all one way, it'd be terrible. If it was all one utopian side, it wouldn't work. There's no way because people are different. And we all need to kind of come together and figure out what's best for everyone, not just one side. I don't have even a political party because it's people that love debate and love to tell people that they're wrong that make me not want to be involved. And that's not my fault. Like, everyone should have a voice. And it's people saying that you don't have a voice that irritate me more than anyone because that's fascism, Derek.
We're going to go down the same lines that we went through the other night of why I think that you're ill-equipped to talk about these subjects.
I am ill-equipped.
Every time I bring
I've already admitted that I am.
Every time. But, well, you just said that it's insulting to you. So if you admit that you are, how is it insulting?
I said what's insulting to me is you telling me I shouldn't have a voice in this at all. And that...
Shouldn't. Yes, you should.
Calling me a fascist. Yep. That's very insulting to me. I'm not a fascist. I'm everything that is not a fascist.
The difference is...
I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in freedom.
Maybe I misheard you, but I had thought that I had asked you, do you think that they should be banned or barred from participating in political activities? And you had said, yeah, I think so. Did you or did you not say that?
It's in my opinion that we need to make sure who these people are and how they're influencing. I don't think they should be banned from having a voice. No.
If that's your play, that's fine. But then you're also okay with people criticizing Mitt Romney for his religion, and I'm not cool with that because it goes against the First Amendment. It's anti-constitutionalism. It is bad, right?
Maybe hold on. Ask me that second part again. I might have just misunderstood what you just said.
If you think that we should be looking in to a private club, right? Pretty much private business, right? Private club that does its own thing just because that they have donated to a political party for any reason at all, then you would have to have that same standard for anything. And I'm going to bring up Mitt Romney because that's the most relevant thing. He ran for president and they attacked him for his religion of being a Mormon.
Would you mind if I pause you right there?
Go ahead.
Okay. You're missing a key point. It's not that it's just a private club. It's what they're doing in the private club that concerns me.
Right. And because somebody leaked something and you're like, ooh, that's concerning. If something was leaked about Mormonism that was concerning, right?
Mormonism isn't satanic, Derek.
It doesn't matter if it's satanic or not. It matters.
But you're asking me my opinion.
You're saying you want transparency from the people who are participating in political activities.
Yes. And anything revolving around Satanism should not be involved in politics.
I think anything revolving around religion should not be involved in politics.
Sure, that's fine.
And Satanism is included in that.
Okay.
Right. I don't think it matters that they're Satanists.
Wait, you just contradicted yourself.
If a Satanist... Well, hold on.
You just contradicted yourself.
You can tell me how I'm wrong.
You want to clarify?
If a Satanist is not doing anything demonstrably harmable and they get elected into office, okay, whatever. We already have QAnon in there. We've got Mormons in there. We've got Jehovah's Witness, I'm sure, in there. Like, we have all sorts of different types of people in there. So I don't really care what they do when they go home. So long as when we have hired them for a job, they are doing their job without bias because of their religion, right? They cannot be sitting there making legislation based upon their religion. That's the separation of religion and state, or church and state. And that's what I'm holding to effect here. That's the rule. That's the Constitution, right? You are asserting that we need to look into these people via how, like drones, CIA, wiretapping, like, again, that's heavy First Amendment rights. then you would have to be okay with
I
somebody
didn't say look
wiretapping.
into them. I said we need to be aware of them. I think a lot of people
Okay, again, we're
aren't
into
aware
semantics.
of what they're doing.
We're into semantics.
No,
How
no,
do
no,
they
no.
get
Well,
aware?
no, it's not
Do
semantics.
we break
it's
into property like
clarification.
Alex Jones? Do we break the law and break into their
No.
trespassing property? Then how do we
They're-
find out more about them?
Okay, I'm going to state anything revolving around Satanism I'm not for in my government.
Right, and they didn't even say they're Satanists. Only
Okay, but
Alex
they're
Jones
doing-
did.
They're doing... Oh my gosh.
So, like you're pretty much attributing Satanism to them, even though you say that they're not a religion. But if it's Satanism,
Okay,
then it's religion. So I don't know how that's the case. Hold on.
Let me go into
then-
semantics before you go down a tangent, okay?
Go ahead.
If it's not Satanism, anything that's like pagan ritual, I don't like that stuff. I'm not for it. Okay, that should have nothing to do with government. Yet these are the same people that are influencing government. That's my point.
Right.
Like, if they were a bunch of weirdos doing it in the forest, I wouldn't be as upset about it. Okay, I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't have this information, I am ill-equipped with this, but I would bet that the Ku Klux Klan doesn't have a huge pull on, like, the democracy we have today. I think they have a voice. I think they have a voice and they can influence. But I'm not saying, like, I don't think they should. It's the same thing with them. Anything that's hateful, anything that's demonic, no, they shouldn't be involved.
Hateful or demonic, but then, like, again, so hateful is very subjective, right?
Hurtful. Things that
Hurtful
actually
is
can
also
hurt
subjective.
people. No, I mean physically.
Right, and so then that's why I asked you, do you think that any of these weird things that they're doing are like mind controlling Bernie Sanders or Marjorie Taylor Greene to enact
Wait.
legislation in Congress? If so, then
But
that's
you
concerning
asked
and we
me.
can talk
You
about
asked me. My opinion, but my opinion doesn't necessarily reflect upon what they should do, and that's what I think you're getting tied up. My opinion is, yeah, I don't think they should, but do I think they should be banned? No, I don't.
it. Okay.
I've clarified that now like 4 times, and you
Right.
keep coming back to it.
Well, I mean, that was
don't
just
know.
Bohemian Grove, right?
Well, that's
Because
what
you
I'm
keep
talking
tying it.
about.
What I'm saying
not
is-
going to talk in general about every single cult. I think it's a very by case kind of thing.
Right. My thing is, I know that you view it as entertainment. That's what you say. You don't take it seriously. You don't think that it's like very impactful. You just think that it's
When did
weird
I
and
ever
you
say
want.
that?
You just
With
said
your
it.
stuff?
You just said it. You said that I don't view it. I think that they're okay to do what they want, as long as they don't get involved in politics.
No. Did you say with your stuff or with this stuff?
You'd have to remind me of my sentence.
You said with my stuff. You and then you went on that thing, and unless you're talking about this stuff, then yeah, I did just say that. But I've never said that about the things you believe, ever.
What? What do you mean? Like, we're not talking about the stuff I believe. You asserted that Alex Jones is credible, so then we brought up why he's credible. I still don't think he's credible, and you're sitting here telling me he is credible because Washington Post said so. And they didn't even
What?
credit Alex Jones, so I'm so
So
confused.
did you? So you don't think that
Thanks,
Alex
Josh.
Jones was right about this? I'm trying to understand what
Right
you're saying.
about what?
That there are these people doing this in a forest that no one knew about,
Mhm.
and now everyone's covering it or did cover it at one point.
Of course,
That is a
he's right about
conspiracy
that.
that he proved.
Sure,
It's the same.
but you're playing
like,
very fast and loose with conspiracy.
No, I'm not. A conspiracy is something that people is rumored to hear about.
Which
maybe
is rumors,
rumor,
anything.
maybe rumor is the right word, because conspiracy is usually something that is like intended to hurt people. So yeah, maybe it's a rumor. Okay, this is a rumor that he proved
Confirmed.
to be real.
Okay. And I'm asking
That's
you what the
all.
issue
That's
with that
all
is.
you ever. No, that's not what you asked me. You asked me to show you something
that
he
proves
proved
that he was
to
right.
be real.
He
Yes.
could have said, Joe, the time right now is 1 o'clock. You could have brought that up. That's the same amount of
Hold
proof that
on.
you're bringing to me right
Don't
now.
deflect and go with a different analogy or whatever. Am I wrong or right that he proved that this is happening
That
before
they're-
people
Yes.
knew it
I'll
was
give you a
happening?
one-word answer.
Okay,
Yes.
then that's all I was ever trying
You're
to do, because
now-
that's what you asked me to do, and then you turned it into something else.
You're now attributing, because he was right about this one thing, he must be right about cell phone towers mind controlling
That's
people.
not what I said.
That is what you said. You
I
linked
did
it.
not say must. I did not say must.
But that's what I'm saying.
All I
you're
said,
thinking
Derek.
that way.
No, I'm not. Don't speak for me. Let me speak for myself. All I said was that because he was right about this doesn't mean he should be discredited on everything else he said. That's what I've said from the very beginning.
And
I didn't say he must be right.
I have the opposite. It seems to me like he's a grifter.
That's fine. That's fine. But that's a very, very poor way to look at things, because if someone is right about something, they are trying to accomplish something. I genuinely believe that he cares. No, I actually think he's obsessed.
Money.
And I think he's been able to turn his obsession into a profitable business.
Money.
And I think sometimes, okay, are we going to be mature and let me talk?
Go ahead, talk.
Okay. Then please let me talk.
Go ahead.
Okay, I think that he is obsessed with this kind of stuff, and he has openly admitted that sometimes when you're in this muck, okay, because of the muck raking, we've talked about that before too.
Yeah.
When you're in this muck, you start to believe everything, and he has admitted that he's been wrong about a lot of things, and he used to go very deep. So you're right, yeah, he used to. I don't think it was intentional. I think he's genuine. I truly do. Okay, I don't agree. I think he believes in a lot of the things he says. I don't necessarily believe that they're all
Why do you
true.
believe it?
It doesn't matter. I'm giving you my statement. Okay? Even though he's been wrong about a lot of things, all I've said from the very beginning is he should not be discredited on something that he says. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Then we're done. Like, that's it.
Cool. Then my rebuttal, right, would be, okay, if that's your standard of proof for proving something, then
I didn't say that's my standard of proof. That's not what I just did. That's not what I did. You asked me what I've been trying to do.
You started with cell phone towers.
My standard of proof. Stop bringing up the cell phone towers, man. We're not talking about the cell phone towers. No, I didn't. At one point, like 3 days ago, I did, but I've asked you many times not to bring it up. We're not talking about cell phone towers.
You did. You came into my stream and you said, "Hey, I found the proof that
with
Alex
the cell phone tower
that Alex Jones is credible."
Oh,
which
I
is
thought this
the
was
proof.
the Bohemian Grove.
No, because this is what you're doing. Because you don't have proof about cell phone towers, you retreat back to Alex Jones.
No.
When I push on Alex Jones, you retreat to Bohemian Grove. When I push on Bohemian Grove, you retreat. This is
all about me showing you something that was real. This has nothing to do with those cell phone towers, which the cell phone towers things is proven. I'm not even talking about Alex Jones. You know what? The cell phone towers thing, I'm not even saying it's negative, but it is happening. That's all I'm saying.
Can I show you a picture?
Hold on. Let me ask you a question now, okay?
Go
do
ahead.
you not believe that the cell phone tower thing is happening?
No.
Even though the cell phone tower companies are stating that they're doing what they're doing?
They're outwardly saying to you, "Oh, look at this, he's kissing Epstein here." I don't know if that's strange. Maybe that's just sorry, never mind. That's a fact check. That's a meme. Sorry. I fell for it. See, this is the problem with dealing in conspiracy theories.
Can you answer my question, please?
I got distracted by the conspiracy theory, the complete nonsense. Let me get rid of it because that's what we should do with most of these things. Okay, what was your question? Sorry, I got distracted.
Do you believe that the cell phone tower thing is real?
Okay.
Even though that these cell phone tower companies, I believe it's AT&T, has openly admitted what they're doing.
I do not.
And I didn't never say it was negative, by the way.
Do not.
I never said it was.
That 5G cell phone towers.
That's not what we're talking about.
I'm not
talking about 5G.
Cancer. Well, you didn't specify. You said towers.
Okay.
So
the cell phone towers. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. The cell phone towers. What they're trying to do is send brainwave signals to people. And if I remember, what they were talking about was during like times of distress and stuff to calm you, basically. Okay, you told me that's not real.
No. No.
Okay, so you do believe that's real.
Okay, so again, you're working in either it's real or it's not. And
yes,
that's just
yes
not
or no.
how it is. Okay.
Is that happening? What I just said.
Okay, again, I'm going to be.
Is that happening? What I just said.
That
easy. Yes or no?
AT&T is admitting that they're working on a way to mind control you.
What do you mean by mind control, Derek?
I'm asking you.
I never said mind control.
Then restate your question in a way that I can answer it, because that sounds like me. Like I'm asking you, like, do you believe Snuffleupagus was a Republican? It's like I don't know.
That's not what I just said. Okay, don't insult me.
It sounds ridiculous to me. Go ahead.
You are so quick to insult. Can you please be a big boy and not insult me, please?
It's silly.
It's not silly, Derek.
It's silly.
No, you're just not listening to me, and then you get all defensive and you insult me. Please don't insult me. You're better than that. Okay, what they have said, and I'm pretty sure it's AT&T. I could be wrong. But what they're doing is they are sending brainwave signals to influence us in certain ways of thinking. For example, it's mainly positive. I'm pretty sure what they're trying to accomplish is to send brainwave signals to help people feel more relaxed, to help people with stress, etc.
All right.
Do you believe that is happening or not?
Okay. No, because there is no proof that they can just send a wave to make you calm down, okay?
First of all,
Now-
why don't you look up the source rather than some random post that I
Right here.
just Googled? This
Right
isn't
here.
the source. This isn't the source.
You linked it to me. You linked me
Okay,
this and
and
Alex
I have
Jones.
told you, I know. This isn't the source that I told you to go off of, though. I just
linked
was
it.
sending
It's
you
literally
one.
the
I was
link you
sending
gave
you.
me.
I was sending you the first thing that I saw to give you an idea
Correct.
of
Yes,
what people
that's the
are
problem.
saying. But
Yes.
why don't we actually go to
that
the
mind loop
source,
is
Derek?
bad.
Why don't we actually go to the source?
Crazy people do that.
Okay, then why don't you own up to what you're saying?
Cunty people
and go to the
who
source.
use logic. Cunty people
Go to
who
the
use
source.
logic actually look
Go
at
to-
this and go, where's the source? So give me the source.
I just told you it's AT&T.
AT&T. So will you?
I'm pretty sure.
So if I
it's
Google,
AT&T.
then what's
Let's
the
find
source
it,
here?
Derek. I don't know. Let's
Then
find it.
Google it. Find it. Bring it to me.
Why can you not?
I'm not the attorney for the offense here. I'm the defense attorney.
Oh,
You're the one
bro.
claiming it's real.
Okay, AT&T.
Here's what's happening. You're going,
No,
this
you're
thing
just-
exists,
you're
and
just-
I go,
you're being- you're
I don't
kinda
know,
being a
and you go,
jerk
you
about
can't
it,
prove
man.
it wrong, so I'm right. That's what you're saying. It's so ridiculous.
Okay, AT&T.
It's childish.
Let's see. It's childish. What
Yeah,
I'm doing.
you're basically what this is an argument of does air exist? I can't see it, so you
Oh.
can't prove it. It's like silly.
See,
It's nonsense.
I would disagree. I think insulting people and talking over them is childish.
I agree with you. I think that's childish.
That's
done
all
that.
you've done to me all night.
All night. All night is all I've ever done to you. You're right. I mean, you're free to go back and watch this tomorrow, by the way.
Have you not been insulting me all night?
No, about halfway. For the past
Okay.
hour and a half, I've been insulting you. But for the past 2 hours, for the first 2 hours, first half hour,
Then
I was listening
I'm sorry.
to Tim
I need
Dillon
to. I
and
need to
Alex
be
Jones.
more. I need to be more specific with my
Yeah,
words.
because I don't
think it's.
generalize
I think it's
shit.
childish.
I don't do that.
I think it's childish
Not everything's
to
a conspiracy
insult
to me.
people and talk over them. Period.
Okay.
And
I
you
agree
know
with
what?
you.
I'm not perfect at it, but I usually feel like I apologize for it and I own up to when I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like it's
Okay, but
childish
you-
when Alex Jones was sitting there going, "Wow, this is amazing," when in the middle of like a prayer or some shit for a not religious, not at all religious.
Yeah, probably.
Thing.
You're-
But it's a
you're
cult,
welcome
but it's
to
not
believe
religious.
that.
It's not religious
It's
at all. but
amazing.
culty.
It's amazing how upset you
he
are
got
right
shushed. He got shushed. Well, because it's so ridiculous that you're so upset about it.
now. I'm not upset.
You were yelling. You're actively yelling. You're really mad.
Am I? I
said you were
don't
insulted.
know. I'm not insulting you. I'm not calling you things. I'm not calling you ill-equipped. I'm not calling you a fascist. I'm rebutting to what you're saying, and I'm saying I think you're acting more fascist than I am.
To clear up the fascist remark, I said that's fashionistic thinking.
You specifically called me a fascist.
I mean, we can go back. If I called you a fascist, I said I'm pretty sure I went, maybe it's fascist. I don't know. I don't really know the definition of it. You're like, I know the definition. I know it.
You did say
I
that,
know the
but then you
definition.
said you're being a fascist.
It's when people do fashionisty things. And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess that's the definition we're working with. Like, I mean,
What do you mean,
your
yes?
your definition of
I
conspiracy
literally
is
pulled
any
up.
rumor.
No, I literally pulled up the definition of fascism. You want me to do it again from the dictionary, or is that not a credible source for you?
You absolutely can, but I went and I was
I just
like,
don't know what a
maybe
credible
you're
source
being
is for you, so I'm
fascist.
trying to clarify.
And that's
Derek.
not me going, you're a fascist. I didn't do that. I went, maybe that's fashionistic. I don't know. The way you're thinking is very like maybe fashionistic. That's what I did. All right.
I don't think
not
that's what you
calling
did, but it-
I
you
mean,
know,
we can go
maybe
back
I'm
and
wrong.
look. We can go back and look.
Yeah, we can
That's,
go back
I
and
mean,
look.
it's hey, we're here on the internet now, so this is it, right? Okay. Now, again, all of this conspiracy theory stuff is all the same.
Mm-hmm.
They get one tiny little fact, right? And this is the fact that I gave you about this, okay? This is what I said. Thank you for the follow. This is what I said, okay? I had said I would bet, before I even read this article, I would bet that Alex Jones read this article and he got from it they're mind controlling us because he read the title, and that's about it. Then I said, if we were to actually read the article, I bet they said these 5G cell phone wireless towers, right, probably emit electromagnetic fields. And I remember being a kid and interested in ghosts, knowing that electromagnetic fields mess with people's heads to the point that they think their house is haunted. Meaning that if there's power lines around their house, the rates of people believing in haunting or their house is haunted are higher because there's higher electromagnetic activity. So if they're asserting that they're putting 5G towers in the middle of a neighborhood or community to boost internet signals is causing like cancer or some shit, that's the leap of logic that they are leaping from, right? That's way far removed from electromagnetic fields may cause people sometimes to think that their house is haunted. That's completely different than they are trying to control you. That's way different. That's a completely different claim, right? Do we agree on that?
Derek, I'm pretty sure Mikey just posted the thing I'm talking about.
I posted the link
And
in the chat. I posted this one here because this is the one you gave to me about.
No. He just pulled up an article from the U.S. National Library of Medicine and National Institutes of Health.
Is that in my
It's in the
chat?
Discord.
It's Discord.
in the Discord.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right, let me go to Discord.
Okay, and they're talking about how radio frequency electromagnetic fields are affecting central nervous systems.
Right. Where does it say in that article that they, AT&T, are trying to mind control you?
Like I said, I never said they're trying to mind control you, ever.
You sent me this article right here that says mind control by cell phone.
Okay, are we gonna go in circles, or are you gonna let that go? Do I have to keep on telling you that was just to give you an idea of the story being told? I'm not saying that's my source.
You linked me two sources. One was this article, or rather this search thing, that this was the first article, and the other one was Alex Jones because he saw it maybe once. And then I said there's an actual credible source that talks about it. Let's find out what it is. And you said you go do your own research, and I said that's not how this works. All right. Possible.
What are you talking about,
You
Derek?
said I don't need to bring any info.
I didn't say go do your own
anything
research. I said let's go find out. Let's go look at it.
No.
Okay, well if I have, I'm sorry. But like
There's
to
a
tell
difference.
someone something, and then say, hey, maybe look into it, tell me what you think, isn't a bad thing. That's all I've ever said.
I told you,
And
what
you're
I think.
like-
I think it's silly, and then you're like, "Well, that's insulting. Don't you care that
no,
they're
Derek,
burning
Derek.
effigies?"
What,
No, I don't. I don't care.
No. That's not what I said.
You
I didn't
did.
say that's insulting that you're not willing to look into it. Don't put words in my mouth.
You said I was. You're not shining. The light isn't shining on me. I'm closed-minded.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, 100%. But I never said I was insulted because you weren't looking into this. So please don't speak for me like that, because that's not what I said.
Sure. Okay. Talks about the effects of radio frequency electromagnetic field exposure on central nervous system. Not
So it's
any
happening,
one specific
period.
company or their plan to use cell phone towers as a type of mind control or manipulation. Like I don't know what this article is proving other than what I've said, that electromagnetic fields
Eric,
affect
you
humans.
asked me to show you something. Mikey pulled this up, but you asked me to show you something that is saying exactly what is happening. That they are doing something with cell phone towers that are targeting your brain waves. This is it. That's all I've ever said. I didn't say that they're mind controlling you to think a certain way. I didn't say that they were programming you to believe in QAnon and conspiracy and stop turning this into something that it's not.
Okay.
This is just something that I saw that was happening, and you said, okay, let's figure it out, and here it is. That's it. You're turning it into something that it's not.
Do you think what is more likely in your head? That the AT&T and all these evil companies are trying to mind control you into...
I didn't say that.
I'm asking you a question. Do you think
Okay,
it's more
sure.
possible that they are mind controlling you because that's what they want? They want to control you and everything you do. Very spooky and vague. Or they just want to increase their coverage of 5G so that they can make more money? What do you think is more possible here?
I don't see how that is with
Relevant.
my actual...
I can't compare it. It's not a comparable thing. Right.
Well,
yeah,
no, because
circular logic,
that's not what I'm stating, though, Derek. I'm not stating that they're mind controlling us. I
You
never
sent me
have
the
said
article,
that.
and then I said,
Derek,
what?
for the last time, stop going back to that
I wish
article.
we had recorded it.
I have clarified now 3 times, more than 3 times, that article is not what I'm going off of.
But you linked it to me, and then you linked me Alex
I
Jones
linked it
talking
to
about
you
it too.
just because
Should we
it was
watch
the
Alex Jones
title.
one?
Stop.
Let's watch
What
the
are you
Alex
doing,
Jones
man.
one.
No,
Because
I
you're
just,
claiming
you're
that you
so
never did.
desperate.
And
You're
now that I'm
so
proving it, you're getting
desperate to
really
be
mad.
right. We're
You're getting
proving what?
really upset.
What are you proving?
Getting so
I'm not
mad.
getting upset.
I'm telling you that Alex Jones is a crock. He's trying to steal people's money. That's what I'm
That's
telling you.
not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about the cell phone towers. We're not talking about Alex Jones.
Are we? I thought we were talking about the Grove.
No,
Here, you linked
we
me
were.
that. You linked me
Okay,
this.
time out.
And
time
then you
out.
linked
time
me
out.
this
Stop.
as well.
My turn to talk. Okay, my
Oh,
turn
again?
to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
No, yeah, because you've done this to me many times.
How-
Okay, it's
okay,
my
sure.
turn to talk.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're talking about the cell phone towers. You told me, hey, show me where they're doing this. Here you go. There you go. They're doing something with signals to target our brainwaves. There you go. That's all I ever said.
Okay, that.
I'm not
okay,
saying they're.
you're
I'm not saying they're
asserting-
mind controlling us.
Wait, you're
I'm
asserting
not
they're
saying,
targeting our brainwaves. Do you think they're targeting our brainwaves, or they're just
It doesn't
trying to
matter.
increase cell phone radius? What is more
I think
likely
that
to
they're
you?
doing. I think they're doing both.
Okay,
I
so
think they're
then
trying
you
to
think that
influence
it's a
us in
cabal.
positive ways.
You think
I
that
think
it's
they're
a
trying to influence us in
conspiracy.
positive ways.
When
Just
you
in the
see
same,
everything as a conspiracy, then
I don't see everything in a conspiracy.
Seemingly, like
This
I
isn't a
just-
conspiracy, Derek.
And again,
This
this
isn't a
is something you
conspiracy.
linked,
This is
you linked me
scientifically
here.
proven to be happening.
That the AT&T companies, are mind controlling people.
No, that cell
Oh,
phone
sorry.
towers.
That the AT&T companies, are trying to influence the brainwaves. I'll use your
No.
wordage. That way we don't get lost in the semantics
No,
argument again. Ooh.
let me say it, okay? What I'm saying is they are sending brainwaves, they're sending signals to our brains, period. What it is, I don't know. Positive, negative, I don't know. You just told
Right.
me that's bullshit and that doesn't exist.
No, it does exist, but in a different form. Okay, do you want the red pill answer?
Well,
here?
that's no. So wait, don't just go over that very shallowly. It does exist. That's
Well, I'm gonna
that's
give you the
right.
cheat sheet.
Correct.
Yes, but not in the way you think
Hey.
it is.
Derek, what is the way that I think it is? What
Okay,
have I said?
You're saying that companies are trying to
Uh-huh.
trick you, pretty much, right? And stop me if I'm wrong in any way. You're saying
Yeah,
companies are
I would
trying
love
to
to.
trick you into doing things you wouldn't have normally done, right?
That's not what I said.
Basically,
Ever.
I mean,
I
you
never
had
said
said
that.
they are. Well, then what are we targeting our brains for? Are they giving us cancer? What are they doing?
I don't know.
What are they doing?
I don't know. The
So
fact
you
is they're
don't
doing
know,
it, and that's what
right?
kind of
You
worries
don't
me.
know exactly.
All I know is that they're doing it.
Okay.
Is that not reason enough to be like, whoa, what's
Provide
going
me
on?
proof of the CEO of AT&T saying I am trying to mind control
Derek,
you.
I never said that. You're turning this into something that it's
Okay,
not.
give me proof that the leader of AT&T is saying I am doing
I
both. I
did
am
not
both
say
sending brainwaves, sending things to you to impact your
This is
brainwaves,
awesome.
and I am also just increasing my
awesome,
money,
dude.
my bottom line. So you can once you provide me
Can-
with that, I will give it credence. But until then,
Well,
it's silly
that's great,
nonsense
but
that I
that's
let
not what I
only
ever said.
insane people who don't know how to critically judge things deal with it.
Okay,
That's it.
That's great, Derek, but I never said either of those ever. So I don't know where you're coming up with that kind of
Okay,
stuff.
and
I
again,
have
we're
no
in a
idea what you're talking
semantics
about.
argument.
No, we're not in a semantics argument. I'll tell you exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Okay, and don't
You linked
spew
me
on
two
some
things
nonsense.
on mind control, and now you're walking that back
spew
too.
on. No, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe they're trying to mind control
Then why
us,
would you
Derek.
link it to me?
Because there are weird people, and that's just the topic of what it is. And it was just to kind of get you into the door of what is kind of being said. It's not what I believe. You asked me to prove to you that they are sending signals from cell phone towers to people.
Right.
That's all, and here it is. Okay, my statement of what I believe is that they are sending signals to us. What it means, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if it's positive. I don't know if it's negative. I'm influenced every day by marketing. Like people
There
are
it
super
is.
smart.
That-
I have
that-
no idea.
yep,
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that. I'm not
That's
saying
what
it's
they're
wrong.
actually doing to you.
Derek,
Yes.
I'm not saying it's wrong though, man. I'm just saying, where does
It
it end?
exists.
Because it's kind of scary to me.
Why?
Because what if they are trying to influence us in ways that we
Then
don't
you
even
would never,
recognize?
You would never know about it. This is the matrix.
Exactly,
You would never
my
know.
friend.
Then it
And
doesn't
so,
matter.
is it wrong? Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. But is it wrong to be questioning these things? Because if that's the case,
You can question
then
them.
no, you're telling me not to. Because
You
you're
have
saying they're
told me
silly
many-
nonsense.
many crazy
You're telling me
things.
they're silly nonsense that I shouldn't question them.
5G cell phone towers are put there in your neighborhood to mind control you is a silly
I-
way to write an article.
I didn't ever state that though.
You linked
Ever.
it though, and then you linked me this video
Eric,
too.
if you keep on saying that, like you are discrediting yourself at this point because I've clarified more than 4 times now. That's not
I
my
asked you to
statement.
clarify, and you said, I think they're doing both. That's what you said.
No,
That's what
they
you
are
just
not.
said.
They are not
Clip
mind
it.
controlling me, Derek.
Clip it.
I have never said that. When did I ever say that they're mind controlling
I
me?
asked 2.5 minutes ago, maybe 3 minutes ago. I said, okay, what's more likely, that they want to make money or that they're targeting your brain for some unknown reason? And you said
Exactly.
maybe both. And
Exactly.
I said,
And
what?
in a hypothetical situation, I'm not saying they're actually doing it. You asked me in a hypothetical.
Then why would
so
you
don't,
originally bring this up saying,
why would you
I
use
think
that
this
as
is a real thing.
concrete
What do you
evidence
think?
that I believe in something? You asked me a hypothetical.
You believe that Alex Jones is credible. You believe that Bohemian Grove is scary. You believe that 5G towers are trying to brain control you. But you're not a conspiracy theorist. I don't understand.
You keep on going in circles, and I have to make you a bullet list of what I believe, because that's not anything that I just said.
Then why would you
I did
defend
not
it so hardcore?
No, because, Derek, it's your way of thinking that is bad. Your way of thinking is
Logically?
because a clock, yes, because a clock is broken. You keep on saying this twice a day, that we should just discredit everything he says. All I ever
Yes.
stated is he said these things.
But not because
they
he's
proved
wrong.
out to be real. Time out. Let me talk. He said these things are real, and he has proved it. I showed you the sources. I showed you credible sources. I showed you the testimonies, all of it. Okay, and then we went on. I'm not saying, and we don't need to turn it into anything else. We don't need to say, do they need to be involved in the government? Nothing. No, 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 no. My opinion doesn't matter. Okay, you asked me to prove it to you. I proved it. Okay, now as of the cell phone thing, you said, show me where cell phone towers are sending signals to people. This is it. Everything else I have to say, it doesn't matter. Because it's my opinion.
Here's the problem. You
I'm not...
and so many other people attribute, yes, that cell phone towers have electromagnetic fields that impact people's central nervous systems. You misinterpret that information, that fact, you misinterpret that because these people like Alex Jones, blow it up and then blame it on a different political party, whether it be
How am I
Republicans
doing that?
or
Can you clarify?
Because you brought this video up and you said, "Don't you think that's crazy?" And I go, "No." And
What
then you
video?
go, "How could you not? You're so close."
The Bohemian Grove? We're not talking about
No,
Bohemian
mind
Grove.
control. This one, I'm talking about cell phone towers.
What video of mind control have I showed you? I haven't showed you any video
You
of mind
linked it.
control.
It's in the Discord.
Video?
It's in the Discord. Yeah, you linked me on 8/1, so this was 3 days ago.
Oh, with Alex Jones talking about it?
Yep.
Yeah,
You-
but I wasn't saying that he speaks for me. I was just showing
Then why
you
would you
where they
defend
talk
that
about
he's
it.
always right? Or he's
I didn't
right?
say he was always right.
No,
What are you talking
no,
about?
You said, but we shouldn't discredit what he says. Why would you even defend that if that's not what you
No.
think?
I'm saying he shouldn't be discredited on everything he says because he's been wrong about some things. That's my point.
Is he
I don't
right about
believe in
cell phone
cancel
towers?
culture. Well, it depends on what you're asking.
I agree,
That
it
there are
depends on what you're asking.
if there are electronic magnetic fields being that are affecting our brainwaves, yes, he is right. What they're
Okay.
actually doing, I don't know.
He's not saying
I don't
that,
know if
though.
it's good. Okay, but I'm not speaking for Alex Jones. You keep asking me
I'm
my
saying
opinion, and
my
no,
opinion.
you keep asking me my opinion versus what's happening. My opinion doesn't matter.
But it does. You vote.
No.
It
Okay,
does,
that's
you
great,
vote.
but we're not here to talk about my opinion. We're here to talk about the things you told me to prove to you, and I have. And then you're wanting me
You haven't.
to then, yes, I have. There's 2 things right there.
You've proven me that Alex
and you
Jones
have admitted,
is
no,
right
I'm not talking about Alex
sometimes.
Jones. That's
You've
not what I
proved
said.
this. I'm giving you a list of stuff that you've proven to me tonight. You've proven to
but
me
that's not
that
what I'm
muckraker is a
saying,
word that I
Derek.
didn't know. So there's one. You've proven to me
Derek,
that Alex
that's
Jones
not
is
what I'm
sometimes right and sometimes he has some interesting journalistic behaviors. You've proven to me that he's a criminal who trespasses on private property and he's lucky it wasn't shot dead. If he wasn't, why?
So you're agreeing with all these
believe
things,
that.
so I understand? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
What you have not proven to me is cell phone tower companies are installing 5G to mind control you. That's
I
what
never
you
said
haven't-
that.
You haven't proven that.
I
You
never
linked
said
it.
that.
You linked it,
I
and then
never-
to defend it, you went to Alex Jones.
You keep going back. Here's
I never
number
get to
5,
talk,
Derek.
man.
Here's number
My own
5. No, because
stream.
you keep saying the same thing after
Feels
I've
bad, man.
clarified.
Is that a thing? Feels bad, man. Is that a thing I can
Listen,
put?
listen. You keep saying the same thing though, and I have to cut you off because that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I've said it so many times now. We're going in circles.
I agree.
I am not saying
And
that
that's why you're
cell phone
frustrated.
towers. I am not saying that cell phone towers are brain controlling us, mind controlling us. That's not what I'm saying.
You're saying that cell
Okay,
phone towers are put there by companies
I will
to
place
send signals to
two
our
statements.
brains.
I will say 2 statements of what I'm saying is happening. Okay, 2 statements. Number 1, cell phone towers are sending signals to our brain. Period.
Okay, I agree with that.
Specifically targeting our brain.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, number 2, Alex Jones opened up the conspiracy of Bohemian Grove and proved it.
Okay. You didn't
That's
bring up
all
Alex
I'm doing.
Jones because he proved Bohemian Grove. You brought it up because I said, you can't give me Alex Jones's proof, bro. And then you
Yeah,
said,
and I did.
well, Washington Post. And I said, okay, but Washington Post didn't really break this much open either on the 5G thing. All they did was cite that electromagnetic fields affect humans' central nervous system. That is nowhere near the same thing as saying they are trying to mind control us.
I never said that.
But you
I never said
linked
that.
me articles that did. That's the problem.
Okay, I just told you 2 points. It has nothing to do
It
with
has a
mind
lot to do
controlling
with it.
us. No,
You keep
that's
saying
not what I'm
nothing.
saying.
You
That's
keep
not
saying
what I'm
nothing. I
saying,
don't
though,
think you know
Derek.
what that- can
That's
we-
not what I'm saying.
Can we define
Yeah,
nothing?
It's not,
Let's define
no.
nothing.
Okay, that's
Let's
not what
define
I'm
nothing.
saying. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm
though,
defining
Derek, and you
nothing. I'm
know that's not what I'm
insulted.
saying. What I'm saying is those 2 points, and you keep on going back to this article that I linked you. Screw the article. I don't know them. I have no idea who they are. I don't know what they're saying.
Anything. No single thing. You're telling me.
What?
You're telling me, right? That 5G.
Are you seriously looking up nothing
towers.
and trying to use that against me right now because you're
Isn't
that
it
upset?
isn't it an insane thing? Isn't it crazy that people would Google something just to prove their point in semantics? Isn't
You're
that insane?
looking up nothing, Derek.
I agree. Yes, I agree.
You're
I think
being
it's
a
semantics.
child.
It's called semantics. Yes,
You're being a child.
I agree with you. I'm being a child, but only because it's funny.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
go
why
ahead
would
and
you
be
link
funny.
me this to prove to me about cell phone towers and stuff?
That was okay. I will state for the last time, and then I'm not bringing it up ever again. Okay, this is not there to prove what I am saying. This was there to introduce you into what is being said.
You start, and the whole reason that I
Period.
pushed back on this, if you would have brought it to me and said, this is something I watched, it was entertaining, haha, funny. You didn't. You came to me and said, they are literally 100% doing this. There's evidence.
They
And I said,
are.
what evidence? And you gave me
They
evidence
are
of science.
targeting us.
Who
with-
who is they?
Okay. Let's look. Let's read the article, shall we?
Sure. Which one? The one you linked?
Technological.
Be quick. I have 9 minutes and then I'm going to bed. I have work tomorrow.
Oh. Uh-huh.
This has been a very awesome stream. Thank you for hanging out,
No,
everybody.
I
enjoyed
don't.
it.
I
had a lot
don't
of fun.
No, you didn't.
I did. I love politics.
No, you
More
got
importantly,
heated.
I love debate. Politics is fun, and it's the most fun type of
Yeah,
debate. but I
politics
like
is fun
logical
as
thinking.
long as you don't insult people.
I agree.
Insulting has nothing to do with it. That's not debate. That's called being
Okay,
frustrated.
nothing to do with it. It has something to do with it. It's called
No.
it's called rhetoric, rhetoric.
No,
So it's something.
It's not.
nothing.
It's not very decent.
It's not, there you go. It's not proper.
because insulting, trying to prove a point, doesn't get you anywhere, but
Right.
make you look like an ass.
right.
Okay, and if you want me to rethink the ways
if you were
I want to
watching
think,
this-
hold on, let me finish. If you want me to rethink the ways that you want me to, may I suggest not calling me the things you're calling me and suggesting I'm behaving in a very certain way when I'm not, because I think you were using words that I think had nothing to do with what was going on, and they were hurtful.
I only try to
It's not that
convince
I'm
people
self-fake.
to my side if I
Like,
believe that they can be won over. I think you're dogmatist. You believe in
I'm not a
something.
dogmatist. You're a dogmatist,
And
dude.
you
You're
will
so
not
stuck in
go
believing in
against
one
it.
way.
Science and logic? Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
I'm
admit to that.
so-
I'm a dogmatist
no.
for science and logic. Absolutely.
Okay, well, this is a scientific report that we have pulled up that is saying there are effects, possible effects. Let me be clear.
Does it
very
does
clear,
it list
okay?
they? Who is they in this?
I don't know, Derek. I told you
know
from the
you don't
beginning
know.
I
That's the
wasn't.
point.
Derek, I told you from the beginning I wasn't sure if it was AT&T. I don't know. All I'm saying is that there are towers that people are targeting us with through to our central nervous system. That's all I ever said. And then
Well,
you
no,
turned
now
it
you're
into
changing
me
the words
defend.
into
No,
Mikey.
it's not.
You had
no.
said brainwaves.
Brainwaves, fine.
Well, first you
Brainwaves
said
is
mind
the same
control,
thing.
but now you're on brainwaves.
I
and
did
now
not
you're
say
back on-
mind
you
control
did.
ever.
You did, because you linked me to mind control links. You linked one about Joe Rogan and the other about Washington
Is this
Post.
seriously happening again? Is this
I
seriously
know,
happening?
it's
I
crazy.
have to say for the 6th time now that is not what I said.
You would think that like
Are
your
you
brain
just
would have
like
stopped
I don't get it. I
looping
don't
like
get it.
this, yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand. Like
You're
I have
jumping
told
from
you
defense point to
so
defense
many
point
times
because you
no.
can't hold on
You
one
keep
and
on
defend it.
going back to your defense that's not even relevant. I am not
you went
saying
from
these
cell phone
people
towers
speak
to
for
Alex
me,
Jones to
sir.
Bohemian Grove to whatever the fuck.
No, I think I did a pretty good job of trying to stay
I didn't bring
in
Alex
one
Jones
of
into it.
those. Hold on.
I didn't know who Tim Dillon
Hold
was.
Hold on. Let me talk. Okay.
I didn't know
we
what
can't have a
Bohemian
debate
Grove
if you don't
was.
let me talk. It goes 2 ways.
5.5
We gotta
minutes.
take turns. You asked me to prove these things. I did it.
You have
Okay. Yes, oh my goodness. You've openly admitted more than once that I have been right.
not. You haven't proved that Alex Jones is a credible resource that I would
I
be
didn't
able
say
to put.
that, Derek.
I
Derek,
proved-
we're
I
talking.
asked-
Hold
I
on.
asked you to
Hold
prove
on.
it, and you
Hold
gave
on.
me
Can you be
Bohemian
professional
Grove.
for like 2 seconds and go back and think what I just said like 3 minutes ago?
No, I'm not talking
that-
about what you said 3 minutes ago. I'm talking about why
No,
Alex
but I
Jones is
am.
even linked to me at all.
But I am talking about 3
right,
minutes
so
ago. So are
only-
we talking
only
about
in
the same
debate
thing,
it matters
Derek?
what you talk about, not what other people talk
No.
about.
You told me that this was my thing. You told me this was me coming to you. So yeah,
You
it is
didn't.
what I'm talking about. So yes, in this scenario, yes, it is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
It's what you're talking about. But because you can't
Okay.
defend a point, you retreat to another, and then another.
I have
and then
defended both
another,
points.
And then another.
I've said 2 points, okay? And you keep on going back to like
You
these
can't-
documents I've
you can't
linked
show
you
me
to.
they.
Let
You're
me
looking
talk,
up stuff
Eric, for
now.
hell's sake.
You've
You
been talking
keep
a lot.
interrupting me
Because you talk a lot. lot.
because you're not letting me finish.
I would love
You
to see
keep-
the percentage, like ball
Oh,
possession
my
statistics on
Goodness,
who's
man,
been
you
talking the
keep
most.
you can't help yourself. You
You're
can't
right.
help
I
yourself
can't.
from cutting
I
me off.
absolutely can't. You're right. Here's my thing, okay? Because I still have 3.5 minutes. All right. What I'm saying is, because you cannot defend the point of the 5G towers mind controlling you, you backed
I never
up
said that.
to
ever.
having credible sources. It's proven.
Can you?
And I said, hold on,
Can you
let
be?
me talk. Let me finish my
no,
talking.
no, because that's not what I said. You're just talking shit now.
Go ahead.
That's not what I said.
I was
How
gonna
about
mute
you
you
say
because
something on the?
Smith,
How about
whatever.
you say? How about you say the things that I talked about? The 2 points.
You started.
I never said 5G. I never said mind controlling.
No.
ever.
Okay, you're right. You never said 5G. Okay, here's what you did come into me saying. Okay, I believe this was last night, I think, or maybe it was 3 days ago.
no,
You came.
I want you to
into Discord.
specifically talk about the things I just said 3 minutes ago. The 2 statements.
I'm not talking about the
one,
ones you've walked
Bohemian
back.
Grove being real and them doing weird stuff.
That was never
and
the
proving it.
original thing.
Okay, that was it. And then number 2, the cell phone towers sending
I never-
signals to our brains.
I never disagreed with either of those. And I
Yes,
didn't say
you-
they are sending. I
Oh.
disagree with they are sending signals to your brain. I disagree with that. Technically, sure, yeah, I guess, but that's not their motive. That's silly. Technically,
it's either they are or
messages
not.
being sent to you through the central nervous system.
No,
Technically,
no.
yeah.
Okay, then I'm right. That's
Technically,
all I ever said.
the phone
all
in your
I said,
pocket is doing the same thing, as is
We're
the
not talking
microwave,
about the phone in-
as
yeah, I
is
agree.
any other electromagnetic
Sure.
device in your house.
I just wasn't
Why
aware
are you
that
so
they had
focused on
cell
cell
phone
phone towers?
because I wasn't aware that they were targeting me specifically through cell phone towers.
They're doing
I don't
the
know what
same
they're
thing
doing.
with phones and
Okay,
microwaves. and
yeah,
everything
that's
else.
really weird. It's really scary.
So
Maybe I
then-
should look into that, Derek, but we're talking about the cell phone towers right now. And so you just literally openly admitted just now that they are sending signals to our brains. Technically.
Yep.
It's
yeah,
yes.
I never disagreed with that.
Okay, that's 100%. That's all I've ever said. And you
What-
keep on wanting to turn this into something that it's not.
What your burden? But
Hey,
here's
I
the
feel like
problem.
no, because you probably have 1
Cool.
minute left.
I have, like, 1
feel
minute.
like
Go
I've
ahead.
said.
Final statement, you
I
have a
feel like
minute,
I've
go.
said. I feel like I've said what I need to say. I feel like I've proved what I needed to prove. If you want to turn it into something that it's not, go ahead. All I would suggest to you is if you want to have these kind of conversations with people, refrain from insulting them.
No.
Because they're not going to want to talk to you.
I'll say what the fuck I
And
want.
then number 2, you can say whatever you want. I'm just giving you my advice.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have like actual conversations, maybe don't insult them because then they won't want to have conversations with you, and you're gonna get frustrated because they stop talking to you about it.
I'm not
Like
frustrated.
I would love. I think you are frustrated. You were very frustrated about your
Smile
aunt
the
the
whole
other
time.
day.
No,
You were
that makes me
very
smile
frustrated
too.
about
They are
her.
frustrated.
Okay.
They're the
You're
ones who can't
very,
see me.
very frustrated
I'll
about
say I'm
it.
triggered.
You've
I wouldn't say
openly-
frustrated.
Okay. Well, triggered then, Derek.
say triggered
Semantics.
because people can
if
be
you,
so
if I
fucking
can't use
two-faced.
semantics, you can't use semantics. Okay, that's only fair.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
do I need to look up words too?
You absolutely
Like, it's-
can. You
I'm
ran
not
out of
going
time.
to though, Derek,
Okay,
because
I have work
no,
tomorrow.
I'm not
so
going
last
to.
statement. Go ahead.
Okay, my last statement is like I would love to have these kind of conversations with you. Just
Mm-hmm.
don't insult me. You keep insulting me, and don't call me a snowflake. I'm not a snowflake. If I was a snowflake, I wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, you said you were insulted by me calling you ill-equipped. It's not an insult.
That's not what I said. I will clarify once again for you. Okay, I was insulted by you calling me a fascist. That was very insulting.
Originally, you brought up that I called you ill-equipped, and you got really mad about that. And I said being ill-equipped doesn't mean bad or anything. You're just not prepared to talk about this. That's it.
Well, I don't feel like you're really prepared to talk about it either, and yet you talk about it.
So your
So,
argument
like-
is rubber. I'm rubber. You're glue. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. All right.
No,
cool.
no, because
Landon,
I'm not
it's been
insulting
good.
you,
I
Derek.
got
I'm
work
not
tomorrow,
calling you things.
and I
I'm
have
not.
to put in my
I'm
say.
not
But
calling you
I can't mute
things.
you. This is your Discord, so like I can't mute you or anything. But like I'm gonna have to leave if you don't let me get my final statement. Can I talk?
Don't talk to me that way.
I'm asking.
I'm letting
nicely.
you. I'm letting you talk. You don't need to say, "Can I talk?"
Okay, well, I mean, I said I have 3.5 minutes. You have 1 minute. You've taken 3.5. I've been super, super nice and generous about it.
Well, you're wasting your time.
Cool.
Say what you.
All right, so here's my final talk, okay? Originally, this was brought up to me, all right? We're in a Discord. He comes in, and he goes, oh, hey, Derek, I wanted to run something by you. Okay, cool. What is it? Well, it's this. It's about, did you hear about cell phone towers and how they're mind controlling you? And I said, what? That's crazy. Are you talking about the crazy conspiracy theory of 5G internet towers being installed and then causing us to be mind controlled? And he's like, I don't know. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then just link it to me if you think that they have 100% proof. He's like, yeah, 100%. It's proven. It's not a conspiracy. It's proven. I was like, okay, cool. Link me the proof. He linked me Alex Jones on Joe Rogan. And I was like, that's not proof. That's interesting, but it's not proof. And then he linked me a Washington Post article saying that electromagnetic waves do indeed affect the human body. Cool. Microwaves do, cell phones do, Apple Watches do. That doesn't mean that there's some nefarious thing out there trying to mind control you. How they are trying to mind control you is by advertising, right? They show you things that you typically like look up, right? So if you're on Amazon looking for like anime memorabilia, you're going to get anime advertisements in your search engines. It's just as simple as that because that's the algorithm. That's how they're trying to influence you. That's where he should have really went. That's actual mind control, right? I would call that mind control, all right? To defend this point, because I said this is not proof that they, a cabal of evil, secretive people, are trying to mind control you. That's not proof. He backed up to Alex Jones. Because of Alex Jones, right, I went, well, he's not very credible. Oh, well, he's been right. About what? Bohemian Grove. And then because he couldn't defend any of those points, you see how it kept going back and back and back and back. This is just a common tactic of people who don't know how to defend the one point because it's non-defensible. So they hop. And the entire 3-hour argument is just a looping conversation of wacko, crazy conspiracy theory, which is whatever. It's okay as long as it's entertaining. But once it starts getting into political spheres, that's when it concerns me. In this episode, it scared me because I was like, I guarantee he brings up Hillary or whatever, politics, something, because he's trying to take a small little fact that electromagnetic, by Alex Jones, not Landon, he is trying to take a small fact that cell phone towers are impacting people's central nervous system, and he is blowing it up into this political group, this cabal, this group of people is trying to control you, and only I know what's happening. So subscribe to my show because only I know. Well, where's your proof, Alex? Oh, long time ago. See, he can never back up his points. Alex Jones is just the same as any other crazy conspiracy theorist or grifter. They do this because that's what they're good at. They're constantly throwing out questions that you can't answer, which scares you. I'm gonna give Landon benefit of the doubt here. I'm gonna tell him here. I'm gonna tell everybody here. I don't think he's a crazy QAnon conspiracy theorist, crazy person. I think he just enjoys conspiracy theories. Simple as that. All right. I think he just enjoys conspiracy theories. What I have a problem with is that when that enjoyment of conspiracy theory bounces into who he should vote for, that should be completely separate. For the same reason I think that just because Mitt Romney's Mormon isn't a good reason to vote for him, or just because Barack Obama was black is a good reason to vote for him. Does that make sense? those are not things that I choose to judge people on, right? But believing in conspiracy theories to the effect of this generates I did my research. I proved it. I did it because Alex Jones said it was true. That's my research. It's not research. It's just simply not. So, with that being said, I have to go to bed. It's 1:34. I'm 4 minutes past, and we're actually an hour and a half past my time tonight. So we've been working overtime. I know we didn't stream on Friday, but that's internet issues. We got the internet issues fixed. We're good to go. If you want to hear more debates with my good friend Landon, he is actually one of my best friends, all right? I have pretty much 2 best friends in life. One of them is Landon. You know him as Aries. One of them is Panda B Mikey. You know him as Mikey. And that's pretty much it. I talked to a few other people, but I wouldn't necessarily call them best friends or in that same little area of people I keep close to me, right? So, if you want to hear more about this, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. I would love to hear people's opinions. I would love to, see what comes of this. But, I mean, I felt like I was pretty fair. If I wasn't fair in anything, anyone can look back at this post haste and go ahead and let me know. But I feel like I was pretty fair. I feel like I let him talk quite a bit. I let him discuss with me about cell phone towers, Alex Jones, Bohemian Grove, all these other crazy conspiracy theories. But, I mean, that's nothing compared to QAnon, who are actively involved in politics. It's so sad to me that so many people, I'm not saying Landon, I'm saying other people who listen to Alex Jones and who actually think these things. Because Alex Jones was there on January 6th, ramping people up, and they caused physical harm. That's why I disagree with crazy thinking like this, because while Landon isn't necessarily doing anything to physically harm people, and he just kind of does it because it's interesting or entertaining, and he finds it interesting, other people don't. They vote with this knowledge. They actively go to the White House and do crazy shit because of this knowledge. And it happens on the left as well. It's circular, illogical thinking that has no basis in fact or reality. And if I get called cunty or small-minded or disrespectful, I'm insulting, if I'm making fun of people, so be it. I mean, this is just how I was raised in schooling. I have a premise, conclusion. Simple as that. I'll take a premise and I'll debate it. I'll take a premise and I'll debate it. I'll take a premise and I'll debate it. And then it'll arrive me at a conclusion. That's just how argument works. I mean, I wish I had the book down here, but I'm going to take it back to the library. But that's just argument. That's just how it is, right? So it's super concerning to me that a big swath of the public, QAnon people specifically, behave like this, where they say something, they can't prove it, so they back it up, or they switch to another topic completely. Or they say, I never said that. Like these are common things that people say, or many people are saying, like Trump did this a lot. Many people are saying, many people, right? Like this is a constant thing that people will do. So this has been very revealing and fun for me. So I would love to continue it. That's why I like listening to all sorts of stuff. You guys can see me watching Destiny, and I watch Joe Rogan too. I watch Ben Shapiro. I watch Steven Crowder from time to time, even though I don't think he's a very serious person. He's more of a comedy parody type person. He's more of like a conservative Joe Rogan, or maybe even I would say like a conservative like CNN type deal, where they're trying to skew things. I've been talking a lot in this bedtime, but that's what I mean. It's like broadly, it actually harms people. Conspiracy thinking, right? So that's why I have an issue with it. Had Landon come in that day and said, did you hear Joe Rogan talk to Alex Jones about conspiracy theories? It was entertaining, it was funny. I would have had a different reaction. But because he came into it saying it's 100% true, and he has evidence for it, that's a problem. Because when you say it's 100% true, and there's evidence for it, suddenly my crazy aunt on Facebook thinks that all the frogs are gay. And it's Democrats' fault. So that's a problem, okay? So with that being said, I'm ending stream. Oh my god, my throat is so fucking dry and itchy for ranting this long to address all of those things that I wanted to address while we were talking, that I can't talk anymore. This is... so we'll be back tomorrow, okay, folks? We'll be back tomorrow with WWE 4.16, I believe, and maybe more conspiracy shit. This is fun as fuck. All right, here we go. It was. You brought in that whole thing, and I said, Landon, do you want to talk about it? And you were like, yes. And I've been pretty honest with you. Even tonight, I said, do you want to talk about Halo or do you want to talk about this? And you said, play the video. I'm like, okay. Tell people not to come after me, please. QAnon are bad. Yes. Yeah, I told them that. I said, you're a good person, right? I said that you view it more as entertainment. I believe, because I talk to you a lot, you view it more as entertainment than anything. Should have played Halo. We should have played Halo. No more debates. See, that's what I don't want. I don't want people going, because of this one negative experience, I'm writing off all logical thought. I'm just going to only be entertained by a video game or a video and just shut myself out of the political system. That's bad. Because then you get only QAnon people who are actively involved in political systems controlling shit for you, right? That's how you lead to silly things happening. And that's not what. So no debates for you if that's what you want. But I mean, I don't view it as healthy to hermit yourself off of politics. I feel honestly that it's every American's civic duty to be knowledgeable about what they vote on. Right? That's it. I'm not saying it as a dig. That's just how I believe. And if I believe people are not equipped to be voting, they shouldn't be voting. For the same reason, if you're not equipped to drive a car, even though you might be over 18 and have that right, or over 16 and have that right, maybe you shouldn't. When you're drunk, when you're like a rapist or something and you're in jail, maybe you shouldn't be able to drive or vote. Like, these are things that we can discuss, but that's just what I believe. I hold to that standard pretty hard. See, and now, again, Landon, you're going back to that one point where I was like, your thinking is kind of like fascist, and you're saying, you called me fascist, though. No, that's not what I said. I said your thinking can be fascist-like, and I even went like this because I wasn't quite sure if it would fit that term. But that's what I'm saying. QAnon literally wanted to install Trump on January 6th. They teamed up with the Proud Boys to do it. There were a lot of other people there who might not have been a part of those groups, but they were also jumping into the Capitol building for the sole purpose to hang Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States, and to uproot the power systems, the governmental power system of the United States, and install Trump as president on January 6th. That's what happened, all right? That's not conspiracy. It happened. I can pull up YouTube videos of that if you want, but that's what I mean. This thinking is the same way they think, and that is how it's related. You can say has nothing to do with one or the other. It does, though. That's the same illogical, circular, red versus blue thinking, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's very, very important. If you don't want to talk about it with me on my streams, fair enough. That's fine. Just don't come into Discord saying, I know 100% fact. It's been proven that cell phone towers, and I'm not even going to, cell phone towers do stuff. I'll say that because I don't want to put words in your mouth, right? And you can't speak right now. So if you don't want to do that, then just come into it saying, Joe Rogan talked about this today. It was entertaining. Okay, cool. Then keep it entertaining. If you want to talk politics, we can talk politics. But whatever lens you want to talk about conspiracy theories, that's the lens that I'm going to go through. You brought up politics, and he brought up politics. So it's like, oh, now it's a problem, right? When it goes from just playful fun, like flat Earth, to people in government going, now we need to regulate stuff because the Earth is actually flat. That's a problem. That's a problem. It's a logical problem, right? That's my thing. I'm nothing like a fascist thinker. Again, I would have to look up, but what I was really saying is that this is really how QAnon people think, and it's a problem. Which is why Antifa goes against QAnon, so that's probably why I attributed them together. It's a very dangerous thing to call someone or to suggest that they're behaving that way when they're not. Right. And that's the debate. Are you behaving in circular illogical thinking, or am I, right? And then we'll just put it out there and we'll see. That's what it was. I will do better on how to approach conversation. There you go. Simple as that, right? Because my family members do the same thing, right? This is, I'll tell the story real quick about how I was canceled by my aunt. She had put on Facebook anti-vaccine meme on Facebook, all right? And I'm going to generalize it. I could look it up, but I'm 13 minutes past when I wanted to go to bed. Anti-vaxxers are not bad people. Anti-vaxxers are good people, and just because they don't want to wear masks doesn't mean blah, 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 blah. It's just a whole long rant. And when I said, interesting, and then it said, like, someone. It didn't even have, like, proof or anything. Like, it was just general statements. So I was like, okay. Someone probably means that's your research, right? Because I'm kind of sick of people spreading this conspiracy nonsense for a political gain, right? And then she later went on to say that it was never about anything political. Do you see how she's doing the same thing? Walking back and saying, oh, it was not political. I mean, then why would you post it? If it's not political, why would you post about masks? Especially because all of her other posts are very political. So then I was like, okay, you know what? I have to respond to this one. This one's pretty upsetting to me. I might have to have a mask mandate in school this year. Again, why? Because we're only at 70% with a single dose of vaccination. That's a problem. So I want to be involved, right? So I click and clack. And it ends up going into the same thing of her backing up. So what? You want to just be socialism? I never said that, but if you're gonna generalize that, it's that logic of they can't defend the point, so they back out of it. When I argue with people who do defend the point, it really ends up like how it's going right now is, oh, I'll approach it better next time, or I want to clarify this. It's never like that, right? It's just how it is, right? But when I argue with people who do use that retreat and walk back strategy, it's always circular. It's always toxic, right? I have plenty of conversations with conservatives that don't get like this because they don't do that move, right? It's just how it is. So I'm done now. Aries is done now. We're probably going to play Halo tomorrow, I would imagine, unless he wants to bring something else up. But I am never shy to talk about the things that I feel like I know a little bit about. For instance, foreign war or whatever, foreign affairs, I'm not great at. So China and the tariffs, that's about as much as I know about it, is that the tariffs and stuff like that. I don't know much about it, but I do know a lot about QAnon and how silly and crazy they are. And I do know a lot about these conspiracy theories. So it's like, okay, I'm willing to debate these, right? Other stuff? Oh, muckraker. I don't know what that means. Look it up. Oh, okay, cool. I can admit when I'm wrong. Cult versus religion. Oh, okay, cool. In my view, I always attributed them the same. Maybe I should be more careful about the words that I use. Simple as that, right? But if I know about it, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to debate it. Simple. Ciao. Good night, everybody. I hope it was fun for you. Thank you for following random people. I appreciate that. If you guys want more of this stuff, if you're still here, then awesome. Let me know, because again, I'm not trying to mind control anybody. I just want to see what's going to be most successful on my channel, and I'm going to go for it, because that's logical. Good night, Landon. Good night, Mikey. Ciao. See ya.